Yeah, I don't know when it's different from my button to the eModels button. I expected the eModel button to be shinier and flashy lights and things, but
You were expecting like velour and stuff.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to eModels Monday. I'm me and I, and also me. And I've been confusing people in chat by typing in two different names, but they've given me the button. I've got the button, the big button down there that I try not to press anymore.
We've given Chris control for the first time. Yeah.
So if it all goes hideously wrong, it's Fox's fault.
It's Ted's fault.
Now I can't blame Ted. Ted's still poorly. Ted's been moved back into hospital briefly, but should be out tomorrow. So
we can blame him, so it makes it easier because he's not there.
So it's just me and him.
Hey, everyone. Yes, Ted's had to pop back into hospital, but he's hopefully coming out tomorrow. So, hey, Ted, get better soon.
Yes, he is in the chat, so send him your wishes and prayers and things. And yeah, right. So in the chat while we're here, we've got lots of people popped in tonight. Ages, like weeks ago, Lynn was in. I think about 4 hours ago, from what I can gather.
I think she's still in there from last week.
She doesn't normally make it, but she's here with us tonight. So we've got Lynn, we've got Dad in being a mod, as is not Gross Models. He's not there anymore.
In case you don't know, by the way, Dad is Mike Mountain, who is Mike. But he changed his. I told him he should just change his YouTube name to Dad, so he did. So
yeah, we still don't know how.
Yeah, I don't quite know how.
We tried changing name, but Colin's also here modding as Festive 67's workshop.
Yep. Thank you
guys. We've got Sergeant Bones and Lynn, and Sergeant Bones and Dad and Lynn, and Sergeant Bones and Lynn.
It's almost like there's a conversation going on.
We've also got Ickle Pete, and then Brian Wimble.
Big Pete.
No, they're not Big Pete. It's only Ickle Pete.
If there's Ickle, there must be a big.
No, there's Ickle Pete and Ickle Brian and Ickle John. Then we've got me in as eModels, because you notice it says eModels down there when it's me.
And now you've gone all yellow and everything.
Yeah.
How did it feel to have the big chair tonight?
It's the same chair. It's the same as ever.
It's a bit lower. It looks bigger.
I'm just closer to the camera. That's right. So we've got lots of people popped in. Lynn, Sergeant Bones still talking, and Lynn's still there. Lord Barkley the Third, and Lynn. Lynn seems to talk a lot while she's in chat. I don't know. We've missed her not being here for a few weeks.
Yes. She's only got 1 hour and 1 hour and a half. Well, 1.5 hours before she has to go to the dentist.
Yes.
Everything done within an hour and a half.
Over there, isn't it? Digger Evans is in. Adrian Levy. Gaz Vickers, Ray from Malta. Hi, Ray.
All right. You can't see it, but on my desk is the practice he sent me from Malta. It's over there. You see it on camera sometimes.
That's we got Skipper Ted's popped in and say Paul de Toasio. Philly.
He's having to pay off nurses with chocolate to stay up late.
All the names are all blurring together now, but everybody's here. So welcome everybody to Monday night's eModels. As I say, it's just the two of us tonight, so we might not be here for the full 2 hours that we normally do. Depends how much you entertain us in the chat.
Yep. And for some reason, I've got a really busted up knee and a really busted up eye that's itching, so I might bail out at some point.
Foxx has also got busted up internet, so
I think my internet might fall over at any moment. My router is on its way out, so this is where we're giving Chris control of all the buttons, because I might just fall off the internet at any moment. So
Lynn has a question for you. She says, "Where's Odo?"
Oh,
he's not even prepared. He's not prepared. You take away his button, and it all just falls apart.
There you go. Odo's here. I'm glad somebody noticed. It was a test to see if anybody noticed. Thank you, Lynn. She cheated Ted. I mean, Lynn, all the way in New Mexico or Georgia or Alabama or wherever she is. I know it's New Mexico. She noticed. Nobody else did.
I thought it'd be rude to ask.
Lynn noticed.
We've also hidden Ted's red pot paint somewhere around in. No, we haven't.
I actually hid it in his old shed where he used to live.
I think he's taken it with him to hospital.
He's got like some flowers, some grapes, and a little pot of paint with a red lid.
Right. Well, I've done my intro bit, so I'm going to sit back now and let Foxx entertain you for the next hour and a half.
Oh.
Actually, he's got to do his whole. If you're not watching on YouTube spiel, so off you
go. Okay. Yes. Welcome to the show. As always, I'll do the spiel. If you are watching this anywhere except YouTube and you can't see the live chat somewhere on the telly where you're watching it, do come and join in the live chat, because we depend on you to give us stuff to talk about, and we'll be doing sticker giveaways, mug giveaways later on that you need to be in chat to win. And there's other reasons to join the chat, which I'll make up as I go along. However, if you want to join in the live chat, you just need to click on the YouTube icon that's in the little lower right-hand corner of the YouTube screen. It says YouTube. Click on that, and it'll automatically transport you to the YouTube page where you can see the live chat. And just join in. It's a good time. It's good fun, and everybody's lovely in there.
Yep.
Yep. As always, if you want to ask us a question, please, for the love of dog, do. You can put a question in chat if you are in the live chat. Just make sure to put it in big fat capital letters. I'm going to be the chat dolly tonight, so I'll keep an eye on it, so I'll try not to miss anything. But do put it in big fat capital letters. If you haven't got access to the chat, if you want to, you can do a super chat, which is the little dollar sign at the bottom of the chat. That will put it in a coloured box, and we can't possibly miss the question then. But if you've not got access to the chat at all, if you're on some funky mobile device that doesn't have chat, then just send us an email. You can send a question to ted@emodels.co.uk. And don't forget, we do shout outs as well. If you've got a modelling event or a local modelling club, or you're in trouble with the other half and you want to maybe say something nice to get out of trouble, or you just want to say hi, or you've got a birthday or a coach party from Wigan, send us a shout out to Ted's email address and we'll do that. And last of all, we'll do some sticker giveaways later on. So if you want to guarantee getting a sticker, you can send us a question and answer to use for the sticker giveaways later on. And if we use your question and answer, we'll send you a sticker. Just send the question, the answer, Dave Weiser, I've got the Rum Gun Barker, include the answer, and include your name and address. Because if you don't include your name and address, we're not going to send you a sticker because we don't know where to send it. So we'll just delete the email. So send us the question, the answer, and your name and address. There you go, Dad. I'm done now. Bye.
Yep, I think that's sorted. We also, as well as having sticker giveaways, we have an official eModels kit giveaway as well this week.
Yes. Don't forget, it's gallery giveaway week as well this week.
Some point throughout the show, we shall be doing that, as well as doing the normal what's in store and other things that we do.
Yep, but it's giveaway week, double giveaway week this week.
Yeah, it's a gallery week indeed.
We told Pete, mate, and he went, "Oh." I said, "Pete, it's the gallery giveaway as well as the normal one." Oh.
Then when he stopped crying.
Yeah, when he finished, like, comforting his wallet.
Right, let's see what we got in here. Brian Mills asking no jokes about my name.
Shall I drop an evil hint about one of the giveaways?
Go on. What are we giving away?
I'll drop a hint. It might be a little evil, but I'll drop a hint. Falcon. Moving on.
Okay. Yes. Yep.
Moving on.
Yep. Right. Right. Brian Windmill says no jokes about my name. Campbell Green. I don't know.
No, because it's an awesome name.
Someone called Brian in there, is there?
We've got Brian Windmill. Isn't there a Dave Cardboard as well?
Dave Cardboard. I haven't seen Dave Cardboard today, but he's around. Yeah.
We've got Dave Cardboard. We've got Brian Windmill. Both with awesome names.
Yep. Awesome. They put them in capital letters as well. So
yeah. Lynn seems to think that Ted is at a nudie hospital. I don't know what that means.
Is that a thing?
I've just got images in my head of like 1950s naturist films or something. I don't quite know what's going on there.
I don't know that nudie hospitals would be. You still have to be under your sheets, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I don't know how that would work.
I don't know.
I mean, if you're in for surgery, you kind of not got anything on anyway.
Haven't you?
Yeah. Well, no, you operate through your pants and your t-shirt.
You're a surgeon. Yes,
I'm going to do bypass surgery, but we'll just make sure you put your parka on because it's a bit cold, and we'll just work around it.
Right. It's because he's asking, is it the Big Dora? No, it's not.
Brian does say, some ask, anyone remember Camberwick Green? Yeah. Time flies by when you're the driver of a truck. That's Trumpton, isn't it? Riding on the footplate there and back again. Was that Camberwick Green or was that Trumpton?
Don't remember. What's the one with Hugh Pugh and Barley McGrew?
That was Trumpton with the phone. Camberwick Green was similar, but I think that had a train. That might.
Was it made by the same people? You're thinking of Ivor the engine.
Well, yeah.
The engine's around with the train.
Same kind of thing. I don't know what the difference was. Everybody's talking about nudie nurses and hospital staff now. We've lost the chat. Let's just go.
Lynn says, Fox, scroll up to Ted to read what Ted said. Ted
I wish
she was. Or it might have been
before. That's. Oh my God, the nude.
It's just gone past with the huge needle.
Yeah, he says the nude has just gone past with a huge needle. It's a typo that went wrong.
Yeah, I think it's either a typo or the drugs are working.
Ted has gone into a 1970s carry-on hospital. Excellent. I shall perfect my James Robertson Justice accent then.
Lord Barkley says got it on DVD.
Ah, cool. What's the between Cambric Green and Trumpton? Then I can't remember.
I think made by the same people, but they were the same sort of stop motion, weren't they?
Yeah. Serious question. Sorry. From Brian Wimmill. He says, question, what do you think about MIG ammo paints? I've used them, but I'll let you go first if you want, Chris.
I've only used the some of the weathering bits. I've got a couple of the big ammo washes and things, and yeah, they're perfectly acceptable. They're fine. They're not neither particularly good or particularly bad in my experience. But I haven't used the normal paints. But you obviously have, Foxx.
Yes, I have used the normal acrylic paints. I have a small selection here. And I've used all the weathering stuff. The weathering stuff is brilliant. The paints are fine, but they do require to be applied in a very particular way.
Ah, that's them ones, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. The thing with ammo by MIG, if you're airbrushing and you're just starting out, you probably don't want to start out with ammo by MIG paints, because they are different to every other acrylic paint in that you can't just slap them on the model. You can't just slap it on. What do you say, Ted? Oh, he's not here, is he?
Oh. In a couple of minutes, he'll type it in.
Put it in chat, Ted. What do you say? Yeah, you can't just go like you get a Tamiya paint and you get your airbrush and you get the thing you're painting and you go like that, and you've got a painted thing, and it dries really nice. It dries really smooth. You get a nice finish to it. It dries matte. If you get an ammo by MIG paint and you go like that, you'll get really glossy orange peel. Even if it's a matte paint, it'll look terrible. You have to apply ammo by MIG paints, the acrylic paints. You have to apply them in thin, misty coats. But instead of doing like a thin, misty, like we'll normally do a thin, misty coat as a key coat for any paint, and then you'll do a thicker coat on top. With ammo, you have to do thin, misty coat, thin, misty coat, thin, misty. You have to build it up in very thin coats slowly, and that's how you get the matte finish on the matte paints, and also you avoid things like orange peel. If you just put it on as a thick coat, you'll get a horrible finish. And when they first came out, ammo by MIG didn't explain that very well, and everybody thought their paints were terrible. They weren't. They just weren't doing them the right way. So if you're just starting out, you might want to look at some other kind of acrylics like Vallejo or pretty much anything else. If you know what you're doing with an airbrush and you kind of, you've been doing it for a while and you're quite confident with it, do give them a try. They are really nice. There's a great range of colors. The mattes are really nice and matte. They're not the most durable paints, so you want to be careful handling your model. They're quite delicate, but they do look really good, and they're nice to spray. But they do just have to be done exactly like that, otherwise they will go horribly wrong. And they're not the best for brush painting because of that reason as well. But yeah, give them a try. They're nice. It's a nice color range. I do strongly recommend two colors specifically. Three colors. The Shadow Rust AMIG 043 is a brilliant rust tone if you're doing chipping for painting on paint chips. I have MIG, I think it's 191 Steel, is really nice as a dry brush color, and it's a really nice shiny metallic to brush on. So you can brush these two on. And the other colors that are really good in the ammo range are the crystal colors, which are the clear colors, and they're beautiful. They're really shiny and they're really kind of glossy. They're a bit like the Tamiya clear colors, but they're great for like display screens and things like that. And one of the color is really nice is Crystal Periscope Green, which is a green color. If you want to reproduce a 1980s green screen computer screen perfectly, paint it in white, then just blop a load of this over it with a brush, and you'll get this wonderful green screen effect. It's a beautiful color. So yeah, they are really nice. They just have to be done in exactly the right way. But those are the three that I say you can brush.
Ted has popped up in chat. He didn't say what we hoped he'd say. He just says, I love them.
There you go. Then.
You need to learn to use them.
Yes, you need to learn to use them. Yeah, they are really good. The crystal colors are fantastic. You just drop them in. The rust one is a great one to brush. The metallics are great to brush. The rest, if you're going to airbrush them, you just have to do it the right way. So if you're new to it, maybe get used to doing some other easier paints first. If you're used to doing airbrushing and stuff, go for it.
Brian says, thanks, guys. I'll steer clear. So, yeah, if you're new to it, then yeah, there's easy ways of doing it.
It's a bit like learning to ride your first motorbike by buying like a Blackbird when you should just start off on a moped. Really.
Yeah. Police says he finds the ammo mist coats technique works best for most paints and high gloss finishes. So yeah, I mean, most paints you can do in misty coats, but you don't need to.
Yeah, the best way to airbrush and get nice matte finishes is to just do misty coats all the way through. But like Chris says, most other paints you don't have to. If you go a bit thick in one place, it's not going to give you a really nasty finish.
Glenn G says, "Hi guys, just got HMS Beagle, 196 scale Revell model. Doesn't have an airbrush. We'll be hand painting it.
Does it have a little tiny version of Charles Darwin on it, or is it not that big?
I would expect so. It probably is. It's the only Beagle there is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which paints would be best? Humbrol, acrylic, etc. As it's been a while. Get well soon, Ted. Yeah, I mean, basically for brush painting a tiny boat. Well, it's not that tiny at 196, is it? So
hand painting. Go for your Vallejo paints. I would say two things. I'm going to have to open a box here. So let me just open this off camera. If you're going to brush paint, you want to use paints that are nice for brush painting. So Vallejo Game Color, Vallejo Air, and just the Vallejo regular colors. They're all really nice paints to brush on if you're brushing, because you want to get a nice smooth finish. But to make your life even easier, make yourself a wet palette. It's just get a plastic tub, any kind of thin plastic tub, and make a wet palette. And it's just some kitchen roll in the bottom, a piece of parchment paper, cooking kitchen parchment paper. You soak it, you drain all the water off, it stays damp, it keeps the paint moist, and it makes the paint workable for longer. And you'll suddenly find painting is a lot easier when your paint's properly hydrated. So I'd say Vallejo colours, or there's what are the real colours? The real colours are really nice. I don't know what they're like for brushing.
AK, isn't it, again?
Yeah, the AK real colours are very, very nice, but I don't know what they're like for brushing. I would guess they're probably fine. Tim Small says, "Evening all, can Chris, Ted and Fox speak up? It's a bit noisy. We've got our own..."
Yeah, well, Ted would have to speak up an awful lot, I think.
But... Yeah, he's actually in hospital at the minute. Somebody did ask where Ted was, but if you missed him at the start, Ted's actually had to go back to hospital. He's all right. He's coming out tomorrow, we think, hopefully. But he's stuck in hospital at the minute with watching this on his iPhone. So
yeah, he says he apologies if he misses bits, but the Wi-Fi keeps buffering. Either that or he keeps drifting off. I'm not sure. It could be either. He's
probably on special happy pills anyway, which means, you know,
he's seeing nude nurses all the time. So yeah,
I could ask him earlier on about the login details for Chris to log into the YouTube. He's like, "Don't ask me. I don't remember anything. I know nothing."
Right. Chris Bouchin says, "Foxy, did you know Ted's Brews and Trumpton series have one thing in common? Chigley."
Ted's Brews.
I don't know what Ted's Brews is. Trumpton
brews that Ted makes.
No. It's Barry's tea one you like, isn't it? Not Ted's.
I don't get
not Ted's tea.
Chris, I don't get it. I mean, Chris Bouchin, I don't get it.
Either, I don't know.
You have to explain it to us. We're being rubbish and not getting it. I'm sure. No.
Paul's worried. He's saying, "Does the hospital charge for internet? If it's any hospital I've ever been around, then yes, they will be charging for internet.
Unless, like me, you happen to know someone who works at your local hospital, in which case you can get their
local Wi-Fi password." Yeah.
So whenever I go to my local hospital, it's like, "Oh look, I'm on the work password, login and password. There you go, unlimited. There you go. Download those movies."
Spidder Q8's in. He says, "Painting is easier when you're hydrated too."
Yes, don't paint with a hangover.
Yep.
Yeah, do make a wet palette. I will do a video I've done a video on my own channel, but I will do a video for eModels about making a wet palette. I don't think they've actually got any wet palettes in stock, but you can make your own for like a few quid. And again, it's fairly simple. You just have a look on YouTube at how to make a wet palette. If you've struggled with brush painting before, you really will find a wet palette improves your painting 1,000-fold, because you're not putting paint on a palette and then it dries out. You can literally work it. I've had that on there for about 3-4 days. But all I do at the end of the day is dump it in the fridge and bring it back out again, and the paint's still mixable. So, and especially if you mix custom colors, if you mix a custom color and then on a normal palette, you come back an hour later, it's dried out, you have to mix the color again. On a wet palette, it's still workable. So make a wet palette.
Digger asks, how long will the paint last in the wet palette?
Days. Days. When I finish at the end of the day, I put it in the fridge. If you use a little sandwich tub that's got an airtight seal, it'll last even longer. Eventually, the paint will separate out from the pigment. After a day or two, you might find it looks a bit weird because the pigments will separate out, but you can just stir them around again. And sometimes they will just take up so much water that they're just too thin, and then you have to just throw it away and start again. The only important bit to know is you have to use baking parchment. You can't use greaseproof paper or anything like that. It needs to be greaseproof paper repels water. Baking parchment is a little bit porous, so it allows a little bit of water to come through from the sponge or from the tissue underneath. You want it to be moist, not
Yeah. Red Leno 8 says I can only find brown baking parchment. Will that be okay?
I don't know, but if you go onto the big website where you buy things that's named after a South American river, and you're in the UK, just look up Mason Cash baking parchment.
Yeah, I had trouble finding baking parchment in any shops, and I found them online, and it's been.
I found some in my local Asda something, but it was like that long, and I don't even know it's wrong. I've got that stuff, but I looked on Amazon the other day and it wasn't there.
No.
So I don't know if they've stopped making it, but I look at Mason Cash. They seem to do some.
Yeah, there are some that I found in a supermarket that was parchment paper, and it said parchment paper on it, but it had silver foil on one side.
Yeah, you don't want that,
and that's no good. You can't use that because the moisture does need to be able to get through it to some degree. So
because you want the tissue underneath to be not soaking wet. That's why you drain all the water off. You want it to be moist, and then the water can slowly work its way through because the paint will suck up the moisture, and that's what keeps the paint active.
As says Lidl have baking parchment in now and then.
Yes, other superstores are available.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm a convert to brush painting over the last year or so because I've been doing a lot of brush painting with my Warhammers and stuff, and I've fallen in love with it. I actually get grumpy now when I have to use my airbrush. I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I actually get grumpy when I have to airbrush because I'd much rather just brush paint because it's much.
Wayne Hayward does say he's using brown coloured baking paper, and it seems to be okay.
Could be. I mean, as long as it's baking parchment and it's not foil lined or not grease proof, then it's probably all right. Give it a try.
The trouble with doing brown is you're not really going to be able to see the colour of the paint that you might be mixing because the brown's obviously going to interfere with that. White is a nice neutral background, and you can see what you're really dealing with. But
yeah, I mean, yeah, give it if you can't find anything else, give it a try at the very least. Glenn G says it's been 20 years since my last model build, so I'm jumping into the deep end. Everything is just assume that everything has changed.
Yeah, the model kits used to be build a kit, paint a kit, put stickers on it, and put it away. But there's a lot more fun with weathering and stuff now.
All I've got in my head now is write the theme tune, sing the theme tune. Yeah, everything you thought was good 20 years ago is probably terrible now. Trust me, everything's moved on so fast. All the stuff I used to make when I was a kid, now I look at it and go, God, that's awful. Yeah.
Anders has a question, following on a question from last week about airbrushes. Is there any difference in using a gravity feed versus a side feed?
Yes, it's a pain in the butt to clean out the side feed, and it's not a pain in the butt to clean out the gravity feed.
Yeah, as far as I can gather, a side feed is basically a gravity feed just on the side.
Yeah. There is a TRN2. eModels have got I don't know if they've got the TRN1 in stock. They have got the TRN2, which is the same as this. Got the cup on the side. The only difference is, two major differences are it's a bit more of a pain to clean out because you have to get the thing in there. This you can just take the whole thing off, and you've got access straight away to the tube. With the side feed, you've got the bit sticking out the side, and it might take a little bit more pressure to get the paint through, but not much. I mean, the Neos are designed as low pressure airbrushes anyway, so that's the only real big difference. Is it's a bit more of a faff to clean out, but other than that, it's not the end of the world. Get some, and I said toothbrushes then. Get some airbrush cleaning brushes and you'll be fine.
Yeah, don't use your toothbrush.
Yeah, just don't go for siphon feed on the bottom because they're terrible, horrible.
Glenn says, I'm hoping for the best and expecting the worst. I don't know if he's talking about the show or
I think him getting back into the hobby. What I would say, Glenn, because I did the same thing. I got back into hobby after 30 years. Don't expect miracles for the first couple of builds. But don't panic if you finish the build and you think I've not done very well. Don't panic. You've got a lot to catch up on. There's a lot more techniques that didn't exist 20 years ago. When I came back to the hobby, I built a snow speeder, and I was like, it's not brilliant, but it's all right. But I'd read up on a load of techniques that I didn't even know about when I was a lot younger. So I just slowly got back into it, and you'll pick it up. So, I mean, the one you do when you come back might be absolutely brilliant. In which case, fantastic. But if you're sitting there thinking, "Oh, it's not very good," don't worry. There's a lot you can learn. So that's the fun of it, learning more things.
Yeah, Tim Small says, "Are Harder and Steinbeck any good?"
Yes, they are one of the best airbrushes.
Yep,
I like the top tier. Michael Jackman says Chigley was near Camberwick Green in Trumptonshire. There we go.
Right.
Green was in Trumpton. I see.
And now, yeah, Glenn says he was talking about his model building. He's going to take his time with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's no rush. Just
I mean, you may be absolutely fantastic and come back in and be like an absolute genius. We don't know. Hopefully. But if you do come back in and you're finding it's like a bit hard and you're not satisfied with what you've done, don't worry about it. It's just fun. You'll get better. You'll have to get back on the saddle. It takes a little while to get back into it. And there's, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that would have even existed technique-wise when you last made a model. I found the same thing.
a lot of new products as well that didn't exist back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, I sort of made models up till about 20, and then I stopped for about 20 years. But when I first stopped making models, we didn't have weathering powders. There were no weathering pigments or enamel weathering products, nothing like that. Didn't even have Tamiya pastels or anything. It was just like
Weathering was there? It was just
weathering was, yeah, it was a wash, and you can sponge some chipping on, and that's about it. So, tons of stuff.
Thermonuclear Bobbington says, "Where's my stickers?" It's all Ted's fault. Ted said he was going to send us out some stickers, and then he went into hospital.
Yeah. So we'll see. I might have to go and do an emergency posting stickers out this week. I think possibly.
Yeah, there is a list of names.
Yeah, there's a big long pile of emails that haven't been sent out yet. So we've got a backlog of a few weeks. We do always say that we tend to leave them all to build up till once or twice a month, because Ted and I don't live near our local post offices, so we have to trek all the way there. So yeah, so we let them build up a little bit, but with Ted being gone back into hospital,
a bit too much than normal, but
yeah,
we're on it.
I might have to do an emergency one this week, perhaps. We'll see.
Paul says Canada Post is on strike. Going to take forever to get stickers and stuff to arrive.
Canada. Oh no.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me just. Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada, eh?
Yeah, Canada, eh? How can they be on strike? I thought everybody in Canada was like friendly and.
Yeah, what are they striking about? They must be. Yeah. No, you're giving me too much money, eh?
I'm really sorry, but you're not paying me enough. I'm sorry. How does a Canadian demand a higher pay when they have to apologise?
Yeah, he doesn't say they're demanding higher pay. They might be demanding lower pay.
Mm.
No, you're paying me far too much for this job.
Yeah, I want less pay, please. I'm not doing anywhere enough work that's worth what you're paying me, so please pay me less.
Right. Yes. Well, we're talking about stickers. Shall we find some more stickers to not send out to people?
Yeah.
But we haven't got any questions. We haven't got any questions.
I should point out
questions.
Oh, sorry, mate. Go on. You say what you can say.
I can say we might not be able to do the stickers yet because we've not got many questions sent in.
Oh, have you not? Let me have a look.
Send in your sticker questions to ted@emodels.co.uk.
Yes.
And, yeah, because
we can make up questions. It doesn't mean we have to around our room desperately.
Yeah.
Hang on. There is one question. We've got one question.
We've got a question. Should we? Don't know. What do you want to do? Should we give away a mug?
Oh, you're breaking the habit.
I think if we do the mug, we might get some more questions for stickers later.
Yeah, I like that, like ducking and weaving and going out of order.
Yeah, nobody knows what to expect.
I was going to say though, we kind of had a conversation. We agreed at the start. I'd look after the chat, but you're kind of doing it.
I just can't. I'll stop.
I don't mind. I'll sit back. LD's come in. Hey, LD.
Right. Shall we give away a mug then? Have they got mugs back yet? Do we know?
I haven't been advised if they have mugs back in stock. Now, I know a few people have won mugs in the last few weeks, and they won't have had them sent out yet because they ran out of mugs. So we're still giving them away because we haven't been told not to. So we don't care. We'll still give them away. And if you win a mug, you'll obviously be sitting around until a little bit of paper with your name on it until they come back into stock, and they will come back into stock. So we'll still give them away because we're carefree and rebellious like that.
Well, I'd say until they tell us to stop giving the mugs away, we're just going to continue.
Not my problem. Not my warehouse.
Right. Dude, I've been talking too much then apparently, so you can give away the.
No, we haven't.
You can do my question.
Okay. Well, we're going to be giving away. Let's do a question then. We're doing
We'll probably make sure people have refreshed and got ready and up to date before we do it, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I'll do that in a second.
I'll let you do that. Oh,
shut up. Going quiet now. Yes, we'll give away a mug. This is the Mark II eModels mug, as you know. So it's got the Mr. E on it. He's turned his microphone off and everything now, so he can't even talk. And he's taking a swig so he can hold it. Was that a Mark II or Mark I you've got, Chris?
That's a Mark II. They can't see the little picture. When there's only two of us, they only see the big picture. They don't get the little picture down the corner.
Do they not? No.
This is the Mark II.
Mark II. Jolly good.
But I use it for keeping stuff in. and it's quite old and knackered, and you really want to drink out of that one.
No, I wouldn't want to know that one. There will be a Mark III one day, and that'll be like, it'll have like magic images of me, Chris, and Ted that pop up when the drink gets hot.
I'm hoping it's going to be inside in the bottom.
Yeah, it'll be like Chris in the bikini at the bottom as you get to the bottom of the coffee. You'll be like, oh, hello. They'll only get it after you've had the drink now, not before you have the drink, because you don't want to waste coffee. So we'll give one of these away. We have a new person in the chat, Stephen Rolfe. Hi all, first time I've been here when it's live. Nice. Welcome. You can now try and win a mug.
Indeed. First time in, you might win.
So we're going to give... I've got a pointy stick. It's a back scratcher. It's the best thing I've ever received from my neighbour. We're going to get... I don't know why I picked it up. I'll leave my flag instead. We're going to give that mug away. So before we give it away, as always, there's usually a lag between the chat and the video by, after about 10 or 15 minutes. So before we ask the question, refresh that browser page right now and drag your slider to the right-hand side. Chris will now sing a delightful song for a minute.
I don't have to. LD is going to write a Skipper Ted theme song, apparently.
Ooh,
I don't know why Skipper Ted gets a theme song and we don't.
Well, is it going to be what style? We're talking like, rock? We're talking folk music? Like, please, the tale from Liverpool. Hey?
I think it's going to be reggae.
Reggae.
Yeah, in the style of.
In the style of. This week, I will be mostly singing in the style of.
Yeah. Ted said he's ready, but I don't think he's, as an eModels employee, he's not eligible to enter the competition, is he?
Yeah, so you can't join in, Ted. You've already got a mug anyway. As long as it's not one of those heat-sensitive ones that make the clothes disappear with hot water. I kind of made that joke about you, Chris, in the swimsuit. I guess you didn't hear that bit.
No, we didn't hear that bit.
Never mind. Right, so everyone's refreshed by now.
We might have heard it and blanked it from our memories. But...
Yes. So let's ask the question. So if you want to win yourself an eModels mug, remember, the way we do this is I ask the question, you type in the answer in chat. If you're watching this and you haven't got access to chat, you need to get access. Hit the little YouTube icon down here. The first person to get the answer right will win the mug. Remember, we see chat differently to you. You see chat when you type the answer in, it appears straight away. That's not how it actually works. It has to go to YouTube, and then that's what we see. So although you might be first on your computer, you might not be first in real life. So don't panic if you look like you're the first. I'll shut up about that. But anyway.
Yeah, if you have any problems with that, you can always watch the video back with the chat, and then you'll see the chat as it actually arrived to us, and we saw it. So you can see it first.
Yeah, but any complaints, email helgen35@geocities.com. Yes, so if you've already got a mug, you are more than welcome to win another mug. You can have as many mugs as you like. If you've already got a mug and you don't want another one, though, don't answer the question. Just give somebody else a chance to win, because there's nothing more sort of frustrating than saying, and Dave won, and Dave goes, yeah, I don't really want one. Can you give it to someone else? Oh, so don't answer. If you don't want another mug, but you're more than welcome to have another one. So anyway, I'll shut up. What's the question? Chris, shut up. So we have a question from Digger Evans, who has included his name and address. So we'll get a sticker.
Yay!
Ask the question. If you want to send us a question and answer, send us the question, the answer, Dave, and your name and address. Right, here we go. Now, it's a bit of a UK one. So if you're not in the UK, you might have to look this up.
Well, even if you are in the UK, you're going to have to look it up.
I don't know. Some people might know. Right, so here we go. Everybody ready? Fred Dibner. Do you like that? Do you like that? Oh, Fred Dibner. I love Fred Dibner. Fred Dibner had a steam road roller. He certainly did. He named it after he divorced. What was its new name? He renamed it. So what did Fred Dibner rename his steam road roller after he got divorced? Go.
Michael Jackman says, would you use the Captain Pugwash music for Ted's theme tune?
Copyright.
Yeah, I have to.
Can't do that on YouTube. Now, if nobody gets it, we still send Digger Evans a sticker because we asked it. Oh, Anders Eriksson is straight in with Betsy. Mum's just Mama Fox is coming up the stairs shouting, I know, I know.
Yeah, thermonuclear Bobbington was close with Betty, but that wasn't the answer that we have.
Anders Eriksson gets it spot on with Betsy. So Anders, well done. Send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk with your name and address, and just say that you won a mug, and we'll forward that on to the eModels guys. I'm being looked at. We'll forward that on to the eModels guys, and they'll keep it to one side for you till they come back in stock.
Has Mum got a mug?
Hmm?
Has Mum got a mug?
Yeah, we got about 3 of them downstairs. A couple of new ones. I think I got a new one, and then I think they sent me another one for some reason. I don't mind.
Didn't you steal one when you went to eModels?
Oh no, that's right. I got one of eModels when I was there, and then they sent one anyway. I think. I don't know. I think.
Chris Beltrin says, "Hi, Fox's mum."
Chris Belchin says, "Hi, Fox's mum." Did you hear that?
Yeah, but she won't hear it because she's not downstairs either yet.
No,
so
that's true. I can still hear her iPad downstairs.
you timed it wrong.
She nipped to the loo. Oh, she says hello now. There you go. She might have been in the kitchen or something. They're all saying hi. They're all saying hi, Mama Fox now.
Gaz Vickers says, "Goddamn, I've been on her as well. I should have known that."
Oh, and Betsy.
Yeah.
Yes, my mum kind of sparked up a friendship with Sheila Dibner, so she knows it's called Betsy. Hello, spider-filled. Yeah. Yeah. Dust and spiders falling onto the floor. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure, spiders are self-cleaning. They'll move out the way into the corners.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all big and wrong. Yes, so Betsy, well done, Anders. So send an email, ted@emodels.co.uk. Tell us you want a mug, and we'll forward that on to the guys at eModels. Well done.
We have another question in from.
We do.
So, but another one would be good because then we can give away a big sticker and a little sticker.
Yes. Gaz Vickers says, "Yeah, we used to call him Uncle Fred and saw him regularly."
And Digger says, "You got a spider on your shoulder."
I'm charging rent. If it's bringing food, I don't mind.
They don't share, do they? Don't they famously not share food?
Don't know if it's Lucas the spider. He might do.
This is true. He's quite cute.
From piano.
Oh, I can hear things outside. Noisy fireworks.
Loads of explosions going off outside.
Yeah. Right. How are we doing? Should we do a what's in store?
Oh, go on then. Now, do you know how to do this? Because you haven't done this.
I've done this before, but I don't think it makes any difference that I've got the button as long as I don't click it.
Yeah, don't click the big anti-program telly button.
There's only one button to stop, isn't there? Because there's two buttons to start.
Yeah, you don't click the anti-telly button.
Easy, right? Okay. I'll share my screen now. This is obviously
the locked on you.
I really should, shouldn't I? First,
I'm in the habit of reminding because Ted always forgets.
Yeah, no. Let me lock it on me, and then Fox can talk and we can hear him, but we can't see him. So you know.
Gaz Vickers asked if the spider is bringing Donna and chips. You know, I had Donna and chips for tea the other day, and then on a live stream I mentioned it, and everybody talked about it. So the next day I had Donna and chips for tea again. Sorry, carry on.
Right, the what's in store. As we've been doing more recently, there is a loose theme to the selection.
Very loose.
It's quite loose, this theme, and yes, but I'm sure somebody will get it. If not, we'll provide some subtle hints as time goes by. Don't put in the answers until you've seen all of it, and I'm back here saying, "Hello, it's time to go. What's the theme?" Because if you put me in halfway through, then we won't notice and we won't let you win, and someone else might nick the answer.
Yeah, so we'll ignore any answers that you put in before Chris says go at the end. Kenneth in, by the way. Kenneth says hi, and he says, "Why is there so much hate against tracks in the modelling community?"
I don't know. I think sometimes you need tracks, sometimes you need wheels, and they should both learn to get along.
I had tracks yesterday, Kenneth, just for you. Anyway, yes.
He's on me, and I'm just sitting here waiting, killing time. But right, I am ready to share my screen with the first in the selection of my what's in store selection.
I forgot to actually ask you what the theme is, so I'll be guessing as well.
Oh, well, there we go. I need to, as well as sharing it, I need to actually find the thing on my desktop to be able to manipulate it. So I hope you can see the mouse moving across it now. Yeah,
we can see a mouse moving along. It's most pleasant.
Catch it now. Right. First up, we have Demon Set 1 from the Dark Alliance 172nd. Fire Demon. It's a couple of little fire demons, I think. I think there's two in there by the looks of it. It's just, I don't think it's a model as such. I think it's like a mold thing. Don't think you have to assemble it, but it's quite nice. That'd be quite good to paint, I think.
Oh, it's like a pre-assembled,
like a desktop gaming type.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think there's one with a whip and one with an axe, fire axe thing. But yeah, you paint them up quite nicely, I think.
Yeah, good fun painting those. Get the wings done.
And at $7.19, you can't go far wrong, can you?
Yeah, it's a nice little weekend project.
Nice little weekend practice painting. You can do the fiery mane like he's got on the artwork there.
Yeah.
So yes, we have fire demons.
Fire demons. As always, don't forget when we go through these, we don't know how many of any of these they have in stock. could be one, could be 100. So if anything tickles your fancy while we're going through what's in store, don't sit around and wait till the end of the show. What do they do, Ted? Offer it again.
And slap it in your basket.
Slap it in your basket. There you go.
It's northern, isn't it? Slap it in your basket.
Yeah, slap it in your basket, lads. Get it in your basket.
Yep.
Checked out. Remember, it's not yours until you've paid for it. So if you just put it in your basket and leave it to the end of the show, somebody can come along and buy it, and you'll be like, "Oh, I can't buy it now." So they might only have one. They might have 300 of them. So get it in your basket.
Indeed.
Tim Small says, "Slap it in your basket."
It's in your basket. Right. Second up in my selection, we have Milliput, the standard yellow grey putty.
Yes.
You've got to make stuff with it and use it to fill in gaps and things like that. It's
a good old fashioned standby.
Yeah, very versatile model filler and adhesive.
It's great for filling really big gaps. It's a two-part epoxy putty, so you get two parts and you mix it together, equal amounts, and you make your ball of squishiness. It takes about 3 or 4 hours to fully set rock hard, and then it's sandable, sculptable, drillable. And when you put it on the model, you can wet your thumb and sculpt it around a bit and have fun with it. It's just really good stuff. It's kind of a standard model making heavy putty. So for really big gaps and holes and things. When I did my 3-foot Master Chief, I got a load of Milliput and filled all the holes in his butt. He had all these holes in his butt, so I filled Master Chief's butt with Milliput. I'll move on from that.
Yeah. Apparently, it sticks to itself or wood, brick, cement, metals, concrete, plastics, glass, etc.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's always useful to have in your stash.
Yes. Earl D says, "Do posh folks say slap it in your basket?"
Slap it in one's basket.
Slap it in one's basket.
Yes. Right. Third up, we have sparkly pink.
Ooh.
Sparkly pink anodized aluminum.
Ooh, aluminum.
Which again is nice. It's sparkly.
I'm actually trying to what the theme is for tonight. I have to tell you this, by the way. I don't. I'm thinking, what's the theme?
Have I been too subtle? No, I don't think I've been.
Because I'm an idiot. So
no, it's fine. People will get it. People are cleverer than you.
Yeah, that's true. Most people are.
Okay. There's a particular words out of each thing that you should focus on and use. But
okay.
Yeah.
Tamiya rattle can paints. They're really, really good. They are really, really good.
Yeah, do them outside, but yeah.
Yeah, don't spray them indoors because somebody will slap you. Even if you live alone, somebody will still just turn up and slap you.
It's contractually obligated to come and slap you if you use them indoors.
Like, let's say you live at home by yourself. Let's say you like me. I live at home and I'm single. I would spray some indoors. Somebody would come round, ask me out on a date, and then just slap me, and then go off and never see him again. They just do that deliberately just to slap me for using spray paint indoors.
Right. And fourth up, we have.
You're in my head. Never mind.
The Italeri 124th fire ladder truck.
Ooh.
It's quite a big kit, this one. I mean, 124th is quite a decent scale, but
actually, yeah, 124th. Ooh, that's going to be huge.
It's huge, and it's got a big ladder on top of it as well.
Talking of Trumpton, few Barley McGrew.
It's subtly themed into the discussion that we didn't know we were going to have.
Yeah.
It says how big it is. Actually, it's 36.9 centimeters long.
That's quite substantial.
That's more than a foot.
Yeah. Now I know a few people who will actually really quite like that. I know a few people that be like, "Oh, look at that."
Yeah, you could do little flashy lights and stuff all over it as well, wouldn't you?
I've got names in my head now. People sitting there going, "Oh."
Yeah.
It's in scale with the transit van.
It's in scale with lots of things at 24th, isn't it? This is quite a popular scale. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's got. Does it say if it's got the extendery laddery bit going on?
It says working and extendable ladder.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But when it says working, you can't use it to climb up the side of your house. It's not.
You can if you're 1/24th scale and your house is 1/24th scale.
Says that will go great next to his 1/24th scale Mercedes fire truck.
Apparently, the ladder reaches height of 23 meters. I think that's a scale 23 meters.
It's 1 foot long model with like a 23-meter ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that may not be realistic.
The ladder contains 4 units, so it will take up to 3 persons.
Wow, cool.
They're just using descriptions from the real thing now rather than the model, but yeah.
Andy McLeish says something I don't understand. He says, "Paint it red and put an Autobot sticker on it, Transformers."
Yeah, that'd be iron something. Someone who's the red fire one?
I have no comprehension.
There's a name for it. I can't remember it now, but someone will tell me.
Angie Knight described that to me, a pink paint, as Slanesh paint, by the way, which I think is quite amusing.
I don't know.
You won't get that, but I will.
Okay. And the last one in this selection, which I'm sure we'll give it all away and match it all together as everybody, is the Trumpeter 135th multiple launch rocket system.
I've not got the theme. I haven't got the theme.
The multiple launch rocket system, USA M270, often abbreviated as M270 MLRS. Self-propelled multiple rocket launcher weapon system since 1983. So
have a look at just if you go over some of the extra pictures, because if it's it's got lots of PE and stuff, isn't it? As well?
It's quite not a cheap kit, this one by any stretch, but it's quite a nice kit. Obviously the back can be folded up, down, and
see, there you go, Kenneth. Some nice tracks on that one.
See, look at them tracks.
That looks pretty epic, actually. I quite like the look of that. That could be warhammered up. That
could be warhammered up, or it could be built just as it is and appreciated for what it is.
Yeah, I'd still warhammer it.
But look at that tracks. Look.
It's a trumpeter. This is why it's a gift, Christmas gift to yourself, one, because it's got 8 trillion tracks in it.
Photo etch and everything in there.
And we know trumpeter do the good things, so there's definitely a treat kit. Actually, it looks pretty mint. That I quite like.
Painting and marking guides for sort of desert camo and normal decals. Lots of decals.
Bones says, seen those flatten a square kilometre. I assume they've laid waste to a square kilometre with the missiles. He means
quite possibly, yeah. I don't know if that's one being fired off in the background or.
Don't know. It's making me.
I don't know.
Somebody's added too much dynamite and chips, I think, in the background.
That could be it, yeah.
Vincent from Mr. Model Making is in, says, evening, everyone. He turns up just as we get the proper high quality.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Vehicle.
As the theme is a little bit loose this month, I shall nip back through the previous things. We have the Fire Demon, Milliput Standard Yellow, Sparkly Paint, Fire Ladder Truck.
I've just had a thought.
And the rocket system.
I've just had the thinking happen in my brain.
Fox has had some thinking.
And thinking.
He's realised what the date is today as well.
Yeah,
I'm going to stop sharing. And I'll come back to you now here.
It says go.
And I shall say go.
See, Andy McLeish answered before he said that.
Oh, well, he doesn't get it, but he might not have been right either. We're not going to say that.
If you type really fast and be the first one to get it back in the chat.
Rusting Customs Models comes in with fireworks. I would have accepted Bonfire Night as well, but we saw fireworks first.
Well, the chat just went. The answer just popped up.
I'm sure you would have got it without subtle hints, but you know,
yes, Andy McLeish, you were just too early there. You have to wait.
Yeah, we always say until we're back and say go.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can type it first, but just don't press enter.
Yeah, until he utters the words go.
So, Rusting Customs, send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk.
What did I win? He won a big fat sticker.
Yeah.
I had to think, what is he won? I can't remember.
What's in store things? It's always a big fat sticker, isn't it?
Big fat sticker. Andy McLeish, the story of my life.
Well, peaked too soon. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
Can we give bonus points to Ashley Sparrowhawk for the great name and the picture of the firework?
Did you put a picture of firework? Go on, we'll send him a small sticker. We'll send him a small sticker for that. Ashley, send us an email, ted@emodels.co.uk. We'll send you a small sticker, just because of the reasons. Canada.
Right. Yeah, Spitzer's firework. Firework.
I can't believe I'm sitting there going, I haven't got this theme at all. I can't get the connection.
Well, when I decided to do this as a theme, I thought that'd be easy. There'll be loads of stuff. There isn't loads of stuff. I was hoping there'd be something for Catherine Wheels, but there's nothing Catherine related at all, and very little. There's lots of rockets, but that's pretty much it.
I have to tell a bit of like behind the scenes stuff that when we decide who's doing the what's in store each week, like we'll be like, right, whose turn is it? Right, tell them, I'll do the what's in store. 5 minutes later, here you go. Here's 13 products, and the theme is this. And okay, Chris does it. You're doing the what's in store this week. Chris goes, okay, here's 5 products, and here's the theme. When it's my turn, it's like, Fox, it's your turn this week. Oh, an hour later, I'm like, I don't know. There's no models that relate to, like, you know, molecular biology or quantum mechanics. I can't.
Well, bear in mind, Fox did Ted did last week. I've done this week. So next week,
I've got a week to come up with the plot.
a week to come up with what's in store.
I can't. My brain just stops.
So next week, get all you ready in chat. You can start rehearsing. It's going to be something like the color green or
plankton. I said one week. I said to the guys, I said, "Don't know. Quick, go and find models that relate to single-celled organisms. Just help me out." It's the theme this week, is yeah.
Oh, Lynn says she did that last week and got excited and put in the answer too soon.
Yes, they put the answer before they told me to put the answer in. Woo!
Ted says I never win anything.
Yeah, he's Sprue, and then somebody calls him. Andy McLeish says he's channeling Sprue Glue. Well, Sprue Glue's not in tonight.
I did see him. I saw him earlier. Yep.
Sprue Glue, if you are in, you were supposed to be sending me an email about my D'Agostini Falcon. You never did.
Right. Yes. Skipper Ted says the theme next week can be Telford.
Brilliant. I'm sure there'll be tons.
Yeah. We'll send you pictures of stuff at Telford, and you can figure out if they do model kits of it.
Sergeant Bones says, "Oh, good, naked horses and teeth models." But you ever see a horse in clothes?
Actually, I must admit, I think I was responsible for finding the tooth model.
Yeah, I think Chris was actually. He said, "What actually happened was that Chris said, 'Oh, you won't believe this range of models they've got in eModels, all these medical models,' and I'm like, oh yeah, that's how it works."
Yes. Mentioning Telford, next week, next Sunday, Saturday and Sunday, is the big model show up in Telford, or down in Telford, depending on where you are, which I shall be going to on the Sunday. And with any luck, Ted's going to be recovered enough to also go along to. I think he's intending on the Sunday as well, but he might be allowed out.
No.
So it might just be me. Well, it won't just be me. Obviously, there'll be hundreds of people there, but of the important people, it might just be me.
There'll be Chris and like 3 traders. Yes, if you're going to Telford, I'm not going. Hopefully Ted will go. It's a long drive for Ted, though. It's like a good 4 or 5 hour drive for Ted. So
yeah, he's got to go the wrong way first, hasn't he?
He has to go down from the lakes, and so if you are going along, do have a look out. Are you going to be taking your eModels jacket, Chris?
I think yes. I shall either be wearing my official eModels jacket, or I've got a bright red Gross Models hoodie.
Yeah.
So one or the other, and I'll be wearing this face.
Yeah, just look out for a wee little fella looking a bit confused.
Yeah, probably be, yeah.
And
yes, say hello. I'll probably take some eModels stickers with me as well. So
yeah, I think quite a few people from chat are going to be going in Telford anyway, so they'll all kind of spot each other.
Yeah.
Yes. If you are in chat, who in chat are you going to Telford? Put in chat if you're going to Telford. You can all do like a meetup thing.
Put your hand up if you can. Brian Wimmill says I'm going both days in case I miss something.
Oh yeah.
Now the thing is, I'd love to meet all the people in chat, obviously, but I don't know what any of them look like. So it's your job to find me.
So if you can all just carry a copy of the Times and wear a carnation in your lapel.
Yes, that would help.
And stand on platform 2 of
Yeah. So yes, it's your responsibility to find me. But if you
there you go. He'll also wear an enormous foam cowboy hat, which he hadn't realised until just a second.
And I shall be riding a unicycle.
Yeah, I think it was a unicorn then for some reason. I don't know why.
No, you can't get unicorns into the.
Let's have a look. Andy McLeish says too far. Earl of D. Brian Wimmill says he's going both days. We've just done that one. Phil Lewis is going. Rustin Customs is going. Fester can't travel, sadly. Skipper Ted says player plans may have to change, so maybe not. Ickle Pete's going on Saturday. Matthew Birtles, I'll be the one with the bigger bearded Chris. Is there such a thing as a bigger bearded Chris?
I don't know. Does that mean just the beard is bigger or the person is bigger?
But does that mean? Does he mean his Chris will have a bigger beard? Is he going with a Chris?
I don't know.
Or is he going with a? Does he mean Chris? There should be a comma in there.
Stephen Rolfe is in Spain. He's not going to be going.
Oh, can't you just steal a plane? Osric 9000 is going on Sunday. Vincent's got too much to do at home, so he can't make it this year. Dave Barker's going both days with Scott and Dad. So Scott from Orkney. Scott's coming all the way down from Orkney.
All right. Ted says I may have to change my day to Saturday. So Ted will still be going, but it might be the Saturday instead of the Sunday. Just to avoid me, I'm thinking.
You might get Mrs. Ted to drive him down.
Yeah.
What about Ted Jr.? Ted Jr. can drive. Surely he could spend a few hours driving. Matthew Birtles will have the bigger. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that's the bigger bearded Chris, but I don't know. That didn't actually explain
like
anything.
a lesser spotted Chris and a bigger bearded Chris. Andy McLeish, maybe when he wins the lottery, I'll go. That way I can buy stuff. And yeah. Michael Brown will be there on Saturday. Smoo won't be going maybe next year, though. I was hoping to go this year, but I can't make it this year now because dodgy knee, Mama Foxx not being very well, and other stuff. I can't make it. So
Ted says, if you go, all write your name on a sticky label and wear it.
Hi, my name is.
Yeah.
Put it on your forehead. Or just carry a big placard that says, Oi, Chris.
Yeah, I might see that.
Digger Evans says the lesser bearded Chris is a rarer find.
Yeah, I'll probably shave a bit between now and next week.
Oh God, you can't now because this is the last time they'll see you before next weekend.
It'll just be a bit shorter so it doesn't get stuck in my mouth.
You can't. This is the last time they'll see you. You have to be exactly like this now.
Well, it'll be longer than this if I don't shave. So you know,
that's not a problem. Simon D says I could do with it not being on Remembrance Day. It's the same time every year, I think, isn't it?
Last year was the first year I went, and it was definitely on Remembrance Day.
Yeah.
This year,
it's always across the whole weekend, and they have everybody stops at 11 o'clock on the Sunday, and they have somebody doing the last post. I think last time I went, it was quite moving because everybody just stopped. And
yeah,
I didn't realize what time it was.
100 years as well. So
yeah. So it's like everybody just stopped, and because I wasn't paying attention, I didn't know what time it was. I was doing something. I'm like, oh, it suddenly went because it's really loud when you go there. It just went dead quiet. I'm like, what was that? And then they had a guy up on the walkway who started playing the last post. It was really nice, actually. So they do mark it. Andy McLeish says he'll carry a sign that says. I'll start that again. Andy McLeish says carry a sign that says, "Chris, where's my mug?"
Yeah, Osric says all wave Canadian flags.
I will go to Canada one day. I love a country I've never even been to. It's ridiculous, isn't it? I believe the myth. Brian Whitwell says, Chris, where's my sticker? It's actually, I won't show you the email, but there's an email account on here, and it's just there. It's not gone out yet. I shall be wearing a Spartans.
Did Brian Windmill say he was going? He's going on both days.
I think so.
I can hand deliver a sticker to you if you find me.
Okay, Chris, then your responsibility is to hand deliver the sticker and then delete the email that tells me to send him a sticker. Otherwise, they'll get 4 stickers, and that's going to get really confusing.
Yeah.
Bring Street Waffle says TK. I don't know if it's TK. You're not coming over this year, are you, TK?
No, he wasn't going this year.
He's not going this year. Okay. But hi, Ollie says.
He's probably been here half hour. He just hasn't spoken. He sits quietly in the background.
Guys Vicker says, sadly, I won't be. I'll be on parade with my scouts. Yeah, so quite a lot of you are going. So if you do see Chris, just give him the Chinese rubs and burns and stuff.
Don't sneak up behind me because I don't like that.
If there's a stall there that sells Warhammer, make sure you get him to go over there and buy loads of stuff. Or Gunplers. Get him to go over near the Gunplers.
So last year, obviously, I was less into the building and modelling. I was doing modelling, but not in such a big way as I am now.
We just had models last year.
There wasn't much in the way of Gunpla there at all. Paul did manage to find a couple. Paul at Glued to the Sprue was there. He'll be with me again this year if he recovers from his man flu.
We recover from his man
but I didn't see any Warhammery type stuff at all.
No, you won't find any there, to be honest.
Yeah.
When I went, when I went last time, there was a stall there for a company that sells Gunpla, but I don't think they were there after that. It was in the year they went, I think. But eModels haven't got a stall there, but maybe in the future.
Maybe. Andy McLeish says the Track Chris radar would have been a good idea. Maybe I'll post up on my Gross Models page the occasional picture, and you'll be able to figure out where I am from the picture.
You know what you need to do? You need to make yourself a Sims thing that you can have on the top over your head.
No,
what do you call it? The crystal thing over a Sim's head, so they can see you walking around.
Yeah, no, I probably won't do that.
Oh.
A few people not having enough money to get there and go there and do stuff.
Well, TK's got to come from the Netherlands, so that's very expensive anyway.
Yeah.
Michael Jackham says not possible due to funds. That's one of the other reasons I can't make it this year is funds as well. So
big red arrow on a hat.
Yeah. Just have a big sign that says not Ted.
Not Ted, yeah. Well, you know it's not Ted because I'll be in focus.
Just have a big sign that says I.
Aye, me, Ted, I, and Foxx. Yes,
Chris, and that, and that.
Right, we've done an hour. That wasn't so bad, was it?
Yeah. What have we done? We've done a little sticker. We've done a mug. No, we've done a mug, haven't we?
We did the store sticker, but not the real stickers yet. Done the mug though.
Yeah. What we
So
got?
we've still got a thing to give away that you would give a little spoiler for.
Yeah. Yeah, we are doing a giveaway this week, remember? We've got the gallery giveaway, but we've also got a normal giveaway, and the clue is Falcon.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that earlier, and I noticed we've got 111 viewers. I don't know if it had some bearing on that, but
that's the hint for the giveaway, Falcon.
Andy says I should have a sign that says "I'm not Chris," but I am Chris. That would make the world implode.
Given the ongoing joke between me, Chris, and Paul, you should have a sign that says Paul.
Yes, because not Foxx. I should.
Yeah, because the thing is, Paul, who's glued to the sprue, is Chris's mate. They're like bestie spuds. And I always, when we first started hanging out, we'd play games on Xbox Live, and they sound the same through an Xbox headset.
No, we don't.
They both just sound like Southern ponces, basically, through an Xbox headset. And I'm like, I don't know which is which. So I'm like, when I can't see them on screen, see the name over the character and playing Destiny or whatever, I'm like, which one are you again? So I kept calling Chris Paul and Paul Chris. And
yeah. So, we've done the store. Should we do the gallery?
Yeah, let's do the gallery.
We don't have a order or a plan of doing action things, so
we're just making this as we go along.
We make it up as we go along, and seeing it's great.
The rudder that is we haven't got the tail rotor to keep us straight on the narrow, so
we have no narrow straightness. No. Right. I've got the thingy again for the.
Rolf says Xbox PS4 Xbox One X.
Yeah, and a PS4, but there we go.
Much better.
Right,
entire console war now in the chat.
Yeah, we're all gamers here. We don't care about which console. It's all about the stuff.
Yeah.
Right,
I've forgotten now.
I've got to find the name of the person that won things.
Oh yes, I've got it. I've got it here. I've got it here in front of me.
You got it there. You can do the talky bit. I'll get ready to share the actual picture of the winner.
Okay, remember
you can talk about it.
Okay, well, don't forget this is the gallery giveaway. Remember, every month around the start of the month, or the first. Ted says we'd never take any notice of his script. The first show of the month, we go through the gallery, the eModels gallery, which is emodels.co.uk/gallery, where you can upload pictures of your builds, and other people can vote on them.
It's actually the wrong way because it's mirrored and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's nonsense, isn't it? Other customers, other people can review your builds and give you between 1 and 5 stars. And what we do is we go through each month at the start and we pick out one 5-star rated, 5-star reviewed build that we think, yeah, I like that, and that person wins a cool prize. Now it's not based on technical ability. We're not going to look at something and think that's a museum quality build, therefore it wins. Sometimes it might be the most amazing thing you've ever seen built in your entire life. The next time it might be, Pete, aged 9 3/4 from Essex, who's built this Gunpla and just snapped it together and put the stickers on. It's just something that if we look at it and go, I like that, that's it.
Yeah, it can be as simple as something that we just like as a kit, or something that the photo was taken particularly well, and
it just needs to go, I like that. Because what we'll do is we'll get a load of ones up and we'll have little thumbnails and we'll just go, that one sticks out to me. And that's kind of it. And then we'll have a discussion. We'll have different ones and we'll discuss and we'll whittle them down. So, yes. So,
there are a lot in the gallery that haven't got 5-star ratings.
Yes.
So they're automatically not eligible to win. So make sure you do go back and review things. And if you like them, let people know you like them by putting a rating on them.
Yeah, because karma will pay you back if you review lots of people with the review their builds. Don't just review everybody 5 stars, because if it's not a good model, but just give them honest reviews. And if you do a lot of reviews, karma will pay you back, and people review your stuff. So there you
go. Right, so I shall look on me, and then I shall prepare the sharing.
Activate the sharing device.
Activate sharing mechanism 3. Right, so I shall share this one, and the winner this month is that one.
Insert name here. It is the winner is a model called Dan Scattergood.
Yes, it's the 124th Tamiya Porsche
Carrera
GT. I scrolled past that a little bit. I couldn't read.
I was thinking, how can you not know how to pronounce Carrera?
It's just very shiny, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just one of those things that we, like I say, we go through we get lots of builds and we go, right, which one should we pick? And then just something will stand out. And I've detailed these cars in real life, and it just looks it looks mint. The little detail that got me was not only was the sort of the calipers in the brake discs, which look really nice, but the little air intakes, just that on the I'm pointing at it with my mouse and you can't see it.
Sorry.
Under the headlight, headlights, you've got that little bit there where your mouse pointer is. That little grey bit, the little intake there, or I can't remember if it's an intake or a light. I looked at that and thought that's exactly what it looks like in real life.
I liked the picture with the background of the. I don't know why I've got the little picture up, because it's not actually any bigger than the picture on the actual page.
Yeah, this one big in it the same size
with the finishing flag and everything. It just looks nice.
Yeah, it's the composition put in a little base with the flag there, so you can see the flag reflecting the paint, and it's got a very subtle fleck finish to it as well, like a very subtle sort of flecked paint finish. It's not just pink and shiny; it's got a metallic flake to it, which is really, really nice, and it's just beautifully painted, and it's really nice. And I'm a sucker for a shiny car every now and then. I don't build them, but I do like looking at them. So,
yeah.
Menu. There you go.
Someone said, Andy McLeish says, "Is it pink?" It's sort of a pinky purpley thing. It's yeah.
You know what color it almost is? It's almost if you mix Vimto into milk.
Why would you do that?
Because I was a kid and it was 1977. And I had to mix a purple recently that came out exactly the same, which was really weird.
Digger Evans says it's the sparkling pink from earlier. It might be.
It might well be.
Might be.
We don't know. We don't know because there's no information. He's not published any blurb with it to say what it is, other than obviously it's 124th to me.
I reckon we should. It probably is the sparkling pink from earlier, and the show is that good that we blend everything together and make it all fit nicely together.
Michael Jackerman says Penelope pit stops car. That's lovely, says Osric. Andy McLeish says, "Oh hey, Yelp." Spruce Surgeon says, "Isn't that Dan's car bill from ISM? The chap is called Dan Scattergood." So we don't know necessarily who submits these. We just pick one, and then
when we pick the winner, we don't even know the name. We just go by the picture.
Yes, what we do is we have to pick the one we want, and then once we've chosen one, then we go into the database and find out who actually uploaded it. And only I have access to the database. Ted and Chris don't, so they don't know who it is. Stephen Rolfe says, "Cars respect so hard to do well and not look like a scale X-trick." This is what I've said all along, because I always say I don't do shiny cars because I suck at doing them. But I will quite happily pay awesome, utmost respect to people that do shiny cars. Doesn't mean I hate shiny cars, kits. I just have no interest in doing them myself because I know I can't do them. And I have nothing but the greatest respect for people that do, because I've tried doing shiny cars and they're really hard to make them look nice. It's a lot of hard work to make something look nice and shiny and clean and in scale. Whereas painting something and making it look weathered is dead easy compared. So I always have the greatest respect.
To get shiny, the same level of shine across the entire body.
Yeah, and not have it look terrible. So I always have the greatest respect for people that do like clean car builds and clean aircraft builds as well, because it's really hard. Making a model look scruffy is easy because it covers up your sins. Making a model look clean and shiny is very hard because there's no way to cover up your mistakes, basically.
Skipper Ted does say 2 times more shine.
Let's have a look. Where are we? Lots of people are Fab 1G, says Donald McKenzie. Sorry, lost the chat, says Stephen. Philly says, "I started out with cars, not built one for ages now. I like the weathering process." Yeah, weathering's fun, and it hides all your crimes.
Yeah.
Nicholas C says, "Nice shine." A couple of people seem to think it is Dan from ISM that's built it. Again, we don't know. I don't know who Dan Scattergood is, and these two don't know who built it.
Nope.
So we just pick them by the pictures.
So yeah, I shall stop sharing that now.
Yeah, so well done. So Dan, all you need to do, if you are watching this, hopefully you are, is send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk. Have you got to show what he's won?
Oh, I forgot that. I'll go back and share again, shall I?
Go on then. Yes, you need to send you have won a kit. Send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk with your name and address and phone number for the shipping, depending on where you are. And you just need to say that you have won the gallery giveaway.
There we go. That is it.
Yep, the Mini 135th German passenger car type 170V 4-door. So just say that you've won #38008. Is that what it is? I can't see it from
38008.
So that's what you've won, Dan. That's yours. So just drop ted@emodels.co.uk with your name and address. Tell him you've won that, and they'll get that sent out to you. So
and we'll see that looking just as shiny.
Yeah, or you could make it weathered.
Yes.
Or you could Warhammer it up, actually.
And I'm back. Yeah.
Yay! So well done, well done. Good stuff. Remember, we'll do another gallery giveaway next month. So if you haven't uploaded pictures of your builds yet, go and do it. What we tend to say, just do the finished builds. I mean, you can upload works in progress. There's no problem, but we won't use those in the giveaway. So just go for one picture of a finished build and go and review some people's stuff, and I'll review yours in return.
As Andy McLeish says, remember that's Ted at eModels, emodels.co.uk.
.com/gallery/.net.com/eModels.ted/Ted/com.
Not
No.
slap Ted. You can't slap Ted. Not slap Ted in.
/geocities.com.
I need to put the broadcast button then when I was closing the window down. I nearly did. I didn't, but I nearly did. I was close to clicking the wrong button.
Don't press that button. Don't do it, Ted. Don't be like Ted.
Don't be like Ted.
Giveaway. So well done, Dan Scattergood. Send us an email and we'll get the kit out to you.
Yeah, we have more emails in. We have stickers and sticker questions.
We've got to do a big sticker and a small sticker, haven't we? Yeah.
Think about the mug.
We've done the mug.
We've done the mug. Yeah, I think we've got the I won a mug from Anders.
Oh, cool. Lynn Dipple says, no, not that button, Chris.
No, I didn't press that button. It's red, but I think the stop sharing button was red as well. So
we need to change it for Ted so the button just says telly on and telly off. Don't press the telly off button. Ooh.
Press the goodbye button when it's time to say goodbye.
What should we do? A little sticker or a big sticker then?
We can do. I've found the first one. I don't know. What should we do?
Do a little sticker if you want. Start with that.
Do a little sticker.
Yeah. Do you want to do the question?
I'll do the question. I'll do the question.
Sergeant Bone says, don't push the wrong button, and then it started buffering on me. Yeah.
That was my fault. And I'm not responsible for the entirety of the internet, only this little bit here.
Brian Wimble says, just looked, it's Dan from ISM. Cool. If you know him, let him know he's won. And he can drop us an email.
If it was him, yep.
Yep. If it's him. I'd say,
right, okay. So if should we make sure people are dragged across to the side and make sure they're up to date?
Oh yes, it's that time again. So refresh your browser window, drag the slider across to the right-hand side.
Stephen Rolfe says, Stevie wants a sticker.
Stevie wants a sticker.
Well, answer the question correctly. Not just answering. You can answer, but yeah.
Oh, they can't see me doing this because I'll have to talk now because they can't see it otherwise, can they? There you go. You're going to win one of these little ones. Unless I hold it like that and it looks like 5 times the size of my head.
Yeah, we say little one and it's bigger than your head, but you can hold it way back there and it even smaller. But yeah.
Yeah. It's him, and I'll let him know at the ISM forum, says Sergeant Bound. Cool. Cheers, matey.
As long as it is him. If it isn't, then he'll feel really bad.
Yeah. Michael Jackman says, yes, they want modelers for the next series. What? We'll remind everybody about that at the end. Don't let me forget.
Yes. Forget what?
I don't know. Who are you? Where am I? What day is it? Where's Ted?
Okay. I have a question for a little sticker.
Go for it, dude.
A question sent in by Glenn. And he wants to know.
Has he included his name and address?
No, he has included a word that says no sticker wanted.
Good girl.
So I think that means for him, not the person who wins it.
Yeah.
He doesn't require any more stickerage.
Cool.
Right. So we have a question. And I shall read the question and then I shall ask for the answer. Everyone's sure they're reading by now. That'll be fine.
They're already typed the answer in now, but
yeah, they haven't typed the answer in yet because I haven't given
it.
Glenn might have put the answer in, but that's cheating because he's already sent us the question with the answer, so he's not allowed to win.
They will get a question where the answer is actually Dunkelgelb.
Yeah, or cheese and onion. Yeah. Right. The question is, what did Isaac Newton invent and discover? Go.
Wait, how can you invent and discover it?
Did Isaac Newton invent and discover and sort of developed and yeah.
You can either invent it or you can discover it. I don't know.
Well, I've got the answer down here. I know what he sort of discovered, but that's not what he's after. But
remember, we don't fact check these answers. We just wait.
We read them out.
Yeah.
So we've got answers. Gravity is not the answer that I'm looking for.
Oh, I think I know what it might be. No.
Have you not looked at it?
No, I've not even looked at it yet.
You could look at it because then that'll help. Because you can
you sent it in?
Glenn.
Special me. I'm special me. I'm dead special. No, I wouldn't have got that.
It's sort of the end then, but I thought maybe people might not get it.
I think it's more in the question perhaps was worded, maybe not.
Well, that's what I said about developing as well, but yeah.
Oh.
We do, yes, indeed. Michael Jackerman is in with laws of motion. That's what he said. He said Newton developed the 3 laws of motion.
Yep. Well done, Michael Jackerman.
Well done.
I was going to say calculus because he invented.
Gravity was the one I was going for because he
invented calculus on a dare. Let's just. So there you go. Isaac Newton's a legend. Yes, the 3 laws of motion. So yes, well done. Send an email to ted@eModels.co.uk and say you've won Ickle sticker. Ickle sticker.
Indeed.
Now remember, if you've sent us stuff before with your address in, if you're already waiting for a sticker, please email us again anyway, or even email us, because we use the email inbox as the list of send this person a sticker, send this person a sticker. And if we have 3 emails from you asking for a sticker, we know to send you 3 stickers. If we just have 1 email, we'll send you 1 sticker. And we don't keep your name and address. As soon as we send you whatever you've won, we delete your email. So even if you've won stuff before, we still need you to send us your name and address again. So pretend we've never had it before.
Big sticker.
Big sticker time. Can I do this one?
I hope so.
Well, then I won't know the answer.
If we've got questions for another,
we're not sending Glenn a sticker then.
No, Glenn doesn't want a sticker.
I shall remove that email.
Oh, go on then. I was going to do that, but then if you do that and I do that at the same time, I'll probably end up deleting the one underneath it.
Just want a mug.
You know what? I don't think there's another question for a sticker. So
no, there isn't another question for a sticker.
Doing this one then. I'll sit back and let you ask the question.
Let's make a question up. I caught myself there, didn't I? Oh, curse you, Weeble. All right, I'm going to do the usual. I'm going to write a number on my hand. You know how it works.
Right.
Our regular viewers know how this works.
Lynn's going off to the dentist. Have fun.
Now, I have got a number written on my hand from yesterday, which is 42, so that won't be the answer. I have washed my hands. It's just really hard to get this stuff off.
Not.
I have. I had a shower and a bath and everything this morning. Well, not a shower and a bath, obviously. That'd be a bit weird.
You could have put a number
42
after it.
I'm going to write a number on my hand. Here is the Sharpie of happiness. I'm going to write it on this hand. I'm going to write it with my left hand, and it'll be childish writing because I'm right-handed. I'm going to write a number on this hand.
I expect the number's going to be gerbil or something. We're not going to be able to read it.
If it's not legible, I'll scrap that one. I'll write it on this hand instead. So I'm going to write a number on this hand.
No, people are answering numbers already, so don't look at the chat. And
I've got to be. I can't write with my left hand. Right, I have written a number on this hand that I now can't show to you. It is a number between 12 and 22. Go.
Okay, so Spruce Surgeon said 701. He's probably not right.
Anything that comes after Lynn Dibble saying thanks is fair game. Between 12 and 22.
Roger says 999 or 666. Well, I suppose it depends which way round.
After 22, guys. I was about to scroll the chat down with my. Can you check? Oh, no, I can't.
I don't know what the answer is, so I can't check.
I've got to try and not show my hand while I'm using my mouth. What was the number? Right. I was like, I just scrolled the chat on my telly monitor. Oh, dear. Right. Has anybody got it? Let's have a look. Phil East says 14, and the answer was indeed. I can't get my hand around that one. 14. If that's the right way around. I'm not right on my right hand again. It's really
Phil East is the first one I see that says 14 as well.
Yes. So Phil East, well done. 14.
No, Digger said 14 later, much later, but it's too late.
Remember, Phil, ted@emodels.co.uk. You won a big sticker. So say, I want a big sticker, and we'll send you a big sticker. Well done. I'm never doing that on that hand again because I can't bend.
You could have written it the other way up.
It was hard enough writing it the right way up with my left hand. I'm right-handed. I had to go for a number. I thought I did 11 and thought they'll all see me do 11 instead of I'll add some extra bits just to confuse them.
Oh dear!
If it went like that, it'd be dead obvious I wrote 11. Gaz Vickers, Lynn Dipple says, bye now. Darn, you've got loads of big stickers, Lynn. Gaz Vickers says, he may be a little drunk. He needs Donna meat. Yes. Philly says, thanks, guys. It's my lucky number.
14.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Apart from giving away the special giveaway, we haven't got anything else.
No, we've done the stickers, done the mug, done the gallery. So it's just this week's giveaway, I think.
All right. Should we do that now, or should we see if there's anything else to talk about? Any more questions or shout outs or anything?
Yeah, before we do this week's giveaway, has anybody got any questions in chat for us to answer? Could be about model making, could be about anything. Doesn't have to be about model making specifically. But yeah, could be about anything. We'll give it a second for things to pop in.
I haven't seen Ted for a while.
Glenn.
He said it hurts if you sit under an apple tree.
Yes. Ted might fall asleep at any potential moment. Michael Jackerman sent us an email saying he won another Ted. I think he missed a comma out there. So we've got a greater bearded Chris, and he's won another Ted.
Have we got to send him another Ted? Did he not get the first one?
Is there another Ted? Can there be more than one Ted?
Sergeant Bones says to Gaz, in German, what you wrote means thunder.
Yes, he spelled Donna with two N. He spelled Donna with two N's. Donna is thunder. Donner und Blitzen is thunder and lightning. When I was young and I used to read my battle action comics, we'd have like the commandos, and the German pilot would be like, Donner und Blitzen, die Britische, das ist nicht richtig. And he'd be like, did Germans really go around shouting thunder and lightning all the time? I'm sure that was a German swear word.
And when they're talking amongst themselves, they do it in English as well.
Yeah. Grey Wolf 011 says, sorry I'm late. How is Ted? Ted is back in hospital, but he's hopefully out tomorrow. He's in chat now, or he was, unless he falls asleep. He's just in hospital at the minute, but he should be back out tomorrow. Oh, he's recovering, thanks. There you go.
Open up again.
Glenn G says, what tools would you recommend without going mega expensive for my future build?
I'm assuming you mean model build rather than building an extension or something, because I don't know about them sort of tools.
I'll let you do that one, Chris.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, what have you got? Is it you've recently started, isn't it? That was the.
It's coming back to it after 20 years.
Back to it. So you probably haven't got anything, or anything you have got is old and worn out. You will need a selection of paintbrushes, various different sizes and styles, depending on what you're painting as to how big or small you need them to be.
Yep.
What details you want to paint and things like that. You'll need a wet palette, like Foxx just demonstrated.
You can make one of these yourself. Just YouTube how to make a wet palette.
Yeah.
eModels do have a lot of the Ammo by Mig brushes and the Army Painter brushes, which are brilliant in stock. Check out those; they're really good.
If you are using an airbrush, you'll need an airbrush and a spray booth for it as well, which also eModels do provide.
You did say not a mega expensive though, so I think it was going to be brush painting there, wasn't it?
That was yes. So you won't need an airbrush booth for brush painting. You will need. I haven't put my lights on behind me. Just really a bit late to do that now. I will. You'll need some lights and possibly some magnification, depending on how good your eyes are.
Yeah, if you're an old man like me and Chris and Ted, who's really an old man, get yourself a nice magnifier of some sort. This is a really, really old one I found somewhere. It's just I painted a shark's mouth on it because I had to go into my local Warhammer store and do some painting, and I didn't want to look like a kind of perv or something with this thing on my head while so I just painted a shark's mouth on it. But yeah, you can get little magnifiers. They're quite good
to make you look less normal. Yeah.
Unless you're just looking, you've got decent eyesight, so you don't need one.
You'll also need some form of cutters or nippers to remove parts from sprues, and some sort of filing or sanding sticks to remove nubs and nub marks.
Nub. Tamiya side cutters are really good. Get yourself some of them. They're really awesome. Sanding sticks. eModels have a load of the UMP, the Ultimate Modeling Product sanding sticks and sponges in stock. They are brilliant. I've got millions of them. Get yourself a selection of those. You don't need a lot, but like go from rough to smooth, from sanding to polishing. Just get one of the multi-packs with different grades in it. So nippers to get things off sprues, sanding sponges to sand stuff.
Paints.
Yep, paints, obviously.
Osric does say there are some non-modeling stuff that comes in useful, like tweezers, cocktail sticks, crocodile clips, bamboo skewers and things like that you can put pieces.
Yeah, if you're painting lots of individual components before you glue them all together, go to your local corner shop and buy a whole mess of big barbecue skewers. And on the big website that's named after a South American river, you can buy packs of 100 crocodile clips. attach one to the other, and get yourself a piece of foam, and you've got something you can. Although if you're not airbrushing, you don't need that. But when you're doing varnishing and stuff later on, you might. So
yeah. Well, even I've been doing some of this Warhammer gun things, and if you're doing a tiny part, it's easy to hold it in that, and then you can paint around it, and then you're not trying to drop things and ping things off and everything else. But
Skipper Ted says, have a look at his beginner build for eModels. Yeah, on the eModels YouTube channel, which you are watching now. I can't remember what Ted titled it, but there is a video on there that Ted did about sort of beginner build. Just the kind of things you might need. But as long as you've got things like nippers to get things off sprues, a knife of some sort, like a Swan Morton, just a modeling craft knife. Some nice brushes, because you're going to be brush painting your model anyway. Obviously, whatever paints you fancy. Make yourself a wet palette. There's loads of YouTube videos how to make these. It'll cost you £1 or £2. Have an old T-shirt or two lying around. They're kind of handy, because they're great for doing things like if you're doing like any kind of oil paint rubbing, where you cover it in oil paint and rub it off, or enamel paints, you rub the paint off. Anything like that, they just come in handy as a scruffy piece of material to put under things.
Andy McLeish does also say UMP primer.
Yes, if not airbrushing there.
Yeah, you can still brush paint primer. It's not.
Yeah, if he's brush painting, if he's not using an airbrush, I'd say go for some of the Tamiya rattle can primers or the Army Painter primers that you've got in stock, because they're really good as well. If you're doing a brush paint job, you can go for rattle can primers, because they'll give you a better finish than brush painting primers. Somebody else mentioned, yes, a Tamiya ultra thin when you're gluing. This wouldn't have existed when you were doing models last time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But that is the best glue you can imagine. Tamiya extra thin. It's like water. And instead of the old days where you get a thing of glue and you put loads of glue on two bits and you go and stick them together and it go everywhere, Tamiya extra thin, you get your two pieces, you put them together, and then you run the brush down the gap, and the glue is so thin it gets sucked into the gap by capillary action and doesn't make a mess. So don't be worrying about tube glues and the glues with the big long metal sticks. They come in handy, but get yourself some Tamiya extra thin. Best glue you'll ever use.
I'm sure there's other stuff, but there's always other things that you pick up and use without thinking about it. Masking tape, not so much when you're brush painting, but again, might be useful if you want to get some fine straight lines and things. Yeah,
Tamiya masking tape, again, probably the best masking tape you can get. It's designed for model making. Don't just use normal DIY masking tape, because that will, in most cases, just rip the paint off the model anyway. So try not to use that. If you're just doing a brush build and you want to finish with a matte varnish, get yourself some Humbrol 49 acrylic matte rattle can varnish. It's the best rattle can varnish you're ever going to get. Trust me, you can't mess it up.
I was going to say 47 for some reason. I don't know what that is.
Because you're special.
Yeah.
Speedy Q8 says caterpillar action.
Caterpillar action, yep.
Yep. Caterpillar action.
I got told off on one of my videos for using the extra thin wrongly.
Did you?
Yeah, apparently I put it on, I put some in and then put it together and then use the caterpillar action as well.
Oh, I did that.
You don't need to do that. You just need to put it around the edge. I said, well, sometimes you would get a bit of, but if you put a layer on first and do it, that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, it may be worth as well getting some regular, normal, what I call fat cement, like the Tamiya regular cement, or Revell do their contactor cement. Just for, if you've got two big objects that you want to stick together, like with a big flat surface area, you can put normal fat glue in there and do that and it'll stick. If I just did extra thin, it will stick eventually, but they might fall apart straight away. The extra thin melts the plastic, but it doesn't give you a stickiness straight away. So sometimes what I'll do, if it's a big surface area, is use the fat glue or just regular like Revell contactor or something and gloop it together first so it sticks by itself, and then run the extra thin down just to smooth it all out. So it does have its places.
You may want to get 2 bottles of extra thin to make yourself some sprue goo.
Yes. Explain sprue goo, dude.
It's gooey and made of sprue.
Excellent. No more questions remain on that one.
Basically, if you use some extra thin, if you get a pot that's not full up, but you've used half of it or whatever, or if you're just starting, you've got a new pot, keep putting bits of plastic in it, bits of styrene, bits of plastic card, or the sprues of the kit that you're making. And eventually, when you put it in, it will make a nice, thick, loopy thing that you can use to fill up seam lines and fill up small gaps and things in your model.
Yep, I've got some here that I made earlier. It's handily labelled sprue goo, and it's just Tamiya extra thin with loads and loads of little tiny bits of plastic card dumped in it. So much that it's now this really thick.
It doesn't happen quickly. You have to leave it sort of overnight or so for it to decompose down and become gloopy.
The trick is when you pull a brush out, you want the gloop not to drip off the end of the brush. It wants to drip eventually, but really slowly. What you do is you fill gaps with it, or little holes.
I thought you were going to hold it there for 5 minutes till it actually drips. That would...
No, I'd die of fumes if I did that. You can use it to fill little seam lines and gaps and things like that, only little ones. And what it does is when it dries, the glue evaporates away, and all that's left behind is the polystyrene that's from your bits of plastic card or your little offcuts of sprue and things like that. And you're basically filling gaps with polystyrene so that when it's fully cured, you can sand it, you can drill it, you can scribe lines through it better than any other filler, because most fillers aren't necessarily completely sculptable or completely scribable. So, but it doesn't work on big things. It works on little gaps and tiny little holes and things like that.
Yeah. Glenn says a basic modelling kit and build it over time. Thanks for all the advice and fingers crossed.
Yeah.
If you're crossing your fingers, don't be playing with glue at the same time, because. And SpiddyQ8 says, I was told on one of my videos today that feet and inches were so out of date. He wasn't aware they'd expired.
I still use feet and inches because I was born in the 70s and I think that way.
Yeah, I mean, some things are metric, some things are imperial. It depends on who you're talking to and what you're talking about, really, doesn't it?
The thing is, it's like okay, I'm looking at my, I still haven't built it yet, Space Battleship Yamato. And if you tell me it's 3 foot long, I know it's about that big. If you tell me it's 666 centimeters, I'm like, is that big? Is that this big? I don't know. I have no. Everybody should be metric.
Centimeters is massive.
Yeah, but I don't know how big anything is in meters. And if somebody says it's like 100 meters, I've got to then convert it to feet to know in my brain how big something is. If you tell me I'm driving at 120 kilometers an hour, I'm like, is that fast? I don't know. Tell me you're driving at 70 miles an hour, I'll be like, yeah, that's pretty fast. So it's weird that I always berate countries for not being metric, but then again, I can't guess how big something is. It's like, you know, I just don't know. I have no concept. If you tell me something's a foot long, I know how long it is. If you tell me it's however many centimeters, I'm like, I don't know. It's like continental Europe. They say, how tall are you? The man was 1.75 meters tall.
Yeah.
Is that tall? Is that short? I don't know. What is that?
Someone did ask me on the Facebook how tall the R2D2 I'm building is, the half-scale R2D2, and I provided the measurements. I had to go and get a tape measure, and I gave it to him in inches and centimeters, and he said, "Oh, thanks for giving it in inches. It saved me having to convert it."
That's the thing. It's like I can visualize in my brain how big something is roughly if I know it in feet and inches, because you just know because I grew up with them. Philly says, find the Facebook group from Fox's videos, Glenn. It's a great place to ask questions. Shall I pimp it on here? Can we do that?
I think you already pretty much have, haven't you?
It's kind of neutral, isn't it? It's not really.
I mentioned it.
Yeah, there's the Model Makers Boom Hut on Facebook. It's facebook.com/groups/model boom hut.
Friendly people, ask any questions you like.
Yeah, you can ask people questions. They'll give you all the answers you need. Abarido Aguado comes in and says, hello.
Hello.
Welcome, dude.
Mike Jackman says, hopefully when we're out of Europe, everything will be feet and inches. They can keep metric.
Yeah. It's just kilometers. It's like I have no concept of how big a kilometer is. If you give me a speed in kilometers or a distance, how far is it there? It's about 70 kilometers. Is that kind of walk that far?
I'm happy with meters and centimeters and millimeters and that sort of thing for measuring stuff. But yeah, miles is, yeah.
Yeah, it's like when somebody says, you know, the Marianas Trench, they went down 3,000 meters. And I'm like, that's 9,000 feet. That's quite good. That's quite big. I will have to convert it. Stephen Rolfe says, I'll start that again. Stephen Rolfe says, I am 3,000 meters big. Speedy Curate says, on one of his camera videos which had scales in feet, there's another variant with meters or the same camera, so it was a literal reference to the focus scale.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Earl D says he upset the boss. He had to cook curries and snacks for the bonfire function at work, and he was asked to stay and serve it. I said, I know I can't. It's eModels Monday.
The correct answer.
Very much the right answer.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
Talking about mills and miles.
A question from George Taylor, but we'll save it for next week. because we've done the giveaways now. So we've got that one, George. Thank you.
Oh.
He says he asked a question a few weeks ago that broke the entire audience because nobody got it.
We'll try to not delete that one until we. Yeah.
Ted, don't delete that email.
Stephen says, I hate Facebook, but may sign up just for the Boom Hut.
Yeah, just make up a random profile if you need to.
Yeah.
It's a really nice group. Everybody will try and help you out. You'll get on well there. George Taylor says, Hola, amigos. Osric 9000 says, knots is an ecumenical matter, Ted. How do we get talking about knots?
I don't know.
Try knots, says Ted. Oh, try as a measurement. Measurement.
Yes, knots nautical miles, isn't it? It's something to do with the equator and water level.
I don't know. Isn't knots a measurement of speed at sea?
At sea level.
It's like I used to trail a piece of string with the knots on it.
Yeah, but it's sort of do with being at sea level, which is obviously at sea. You're at sea level.
Lynn Dipple says, Heidi from the dentist office. I don't have the volume turned up. Hang on. Let me. Don't go anywhere. Keep watching. She can't hear that.
Yeah, right. But I'll look it on you so we can see it.
Hang on.
Stay there, Lynn. I know you can't hear me say stay there, but you know.
There you go. Is that the wrong way around now?
No, that's the right way around for other people.
Yay. Heidi.
Half of it. That's there.
World's flattest smiley. There you go.
Cool.
Both measurement systems are fine. It's easy to convert one to the other. It's just weird that I have no sense of how big anything is in metric. I just can't, because I grew up with feet and inches, and that got ingrained. So I know how big 3 feet or 12 inches or.
Yeah, Lynn says Heidi Foxx. Yeah, I don't. Metric I like because it makes sense.
Yeah.
But as you say, growing up with Imperial, it's harder to convert to. But Imperial never made sense to me because it's everything is different.
Yeah.
It's almost like they've decided, right, we've got 3 feet in a yard. How many yards should we have in a mile? We've used, we'll pick a random number and use it. But even different weights and measures are all different. It's like we've got 3 feet and 12 inches in a foot and 16 ounces in a pound. And
how many cooks in a bushel? And
why do we
on the American system there?
16 for that and 14 for that. We haven't used 18 yet. We'll have to invent something that we're going to use 18 of in the next thing.
And then let's not forget, of course, that we were lucky enough to be born just after we got rid of the non-decimal currency, which I still don't understand. My parents have tried to explain the UK currency before it went to decimal. No idea. Shilling.
144 pence in the pound.
It's like it's all units of 12, and I'm like, what? Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's like if I need to make something and measure it, I'll use metric because I can be precise, centimeters and stuff. If you want to impress me with the size of something, tell me its dimensions in feet and inches. Like, don't tell me the Titanic was 6,400 centimeters long or whatever. I don't know. Just say it was 900 feet long. Wow, that's pretty big.
Yeah,
because 300 meters, 900 feet. One sounds bigger than the other.
George Taylor says, I wish we used metric here in the US. It's easier. But like Fox, I'm used to Imperial.
Yeah. But the Americans do have some weird stuff like, cups and bushels and weird, crazy measurements like food measurements and stuff. Use a cup of this.
Yeah.
But that's a cup, technically. My big liter of coffee cup. That's that big. Zadster says 240 pence per pound, 20 shillings, 12p per shilling, because that makes any kind of sense. No.
Yeah. Michael Jackman says you're sensible in the US. You gave us the quarter pounder.
That's true.
Yeah.
For some reason, it took me a long time to realize a half pounder was bigger than a quarter pounder. I don't know why. When I was young, I was like, wait, is that right?
Yeah, no, I've never had that trouble.
George Taylor hates pints, cups, and teaspoons. The only reason they should ever use a pint is because you have a pint of beer or whatever.
Gin.
Pint glass.
Like that one, yeah.
Yeah. That's the only imperial measurement that will never ever leave the British Isles is the pint, because we'll always have the pint glass with a pint of beer in it. So even if we became like 100% metric and everything was liters and kilograms and everything was permanently, you'd still have A pint of beer.
It wouldn't be a pint, though, would it? It'd be like 1.72 litres or whatever.
But no, we still just the one measurement we'd never sacrifice. We'd burn our country to the ground before we sacrificed the actual pint.
Stephen Last says a yard is almost the same as a meter, isn't it? Not exactly, but close enough to give you a rough idea. Yeah, a rough idea. The problem is you get meters and kilometers make perfect sense, but yards and miles, I don't even know how many yards are in a mile. It's like 1,086 or something.
I don't even know how big a yard is.
It's a stupid. Well, a yard's 3 foot.
Is it? Okay, that makes sense. Osric 9000 said the same thing about the only imperial one that matters is the pint.
Yeah, and Andy McLeish says pint. Don't mind if I do.
Ooh, look at those shores. You didn't fall for it, darn it.
Right, a bit of please for Glenn G.
Yeah, I want a pint of something brown with twigs in it, please. That's proper man's beer.
And Zadster helps out and says it's 1,760 yards per mile, 1,760 yards per mile. Because of course it is.
Yeah, because the joys of the imperial system. Who says he uses Scottish measurements? Hey, about that much.
Just a wee mile.
About that much. There you go. A wee bit.
Chindle says officially there's only 7 units of measurement: meter, kilogram, what's that?
Mole,
candela, ampere, a second, and Kelvin. All other measurements are defined in relation to these under the SI measurements. Yes. Yeah, I know. Obviously, meter is length, kilogram is weight, candela is brightness, isn't it?
It's a luminance value.
Yeah, lumen.
Mole is a unit of. Oh, is it a? I used to know.
Ampere is obviously electricity. Second is time, and Kelvin is temperature. So I'm not sure what mole is.
Oh, mole was is it not something to do with remind us what a mole is a unit of measurement of.
A mole. They're them things that dig holes in the garden. It's different.
Yeah, just the carrot didn't like them. It's an atomic measurement.
Atomic. I was going to say someone will answer.
Yeah, I knew it'd be Vincent. Vincent always answers the questions with the answers. Molecular weight. There you go.
No, weight. So it's weight. So we've got 2 for weight. That's cheating.
Yes.
Yes. Oh well, that's that. Should we give our last thing away of the night?
Yes. I do need to go and do the great big way at some point, so we probably should better start wrapping up soon. Yes. When does the show finish? When Foxx?
I thought that was why you were emptying that glass, so you could.
Yeah, it's because I drink water all through the show, and then I'm like, I really regret all my decisions up to this point.
You're gonna do it now again, aren't you? Look.
Can't help it.
Right.
Paddy and Banana Man, I think, says Philly.
I'll lock it on me, and you can do some talking and tell them about what we're going to be giving away.
Okay, that means I've got to maximize you because I
can't find it.
You realise you're like this big on my monitor here.
I'm massive, but that big.
I mean,
it should be that big.
You'll have to look at the chat then, because if I maximize you, I can't see the chat.
Why are you maximizing me?
In fact, no, you better do the talking because I can't read the text of the description of the model.
Okay.
You have to read the facts and things.
That's not what I signed up for. Right. Well, as Foxx said earlier on, we're giving away a Falcon.
Yes.
And as some people in chat did figure out, it isn't a Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
It's the Italeri 148 F-16, a fighting Falcon.
Yes. Yeah, I don't see Pete ever actually doing a perfect grade Falcon as a giveaway, but you never know. You never know.
Well, and the fact that the Revel are doing some of the Bandai stuff forthcoming, so there will be other Falcons available at some point, no doubt.
And don't forget, you can if you're looking for a perfect grade Millennium Falcon, it's available for pre-order right now on eModels.co.uk.
Yes, and it's not being given away now on this show.
Yes, go and get pre-ordering. What have we got? What's for offer then? What's this do? Tell me about it. I can't read it from here.
This is the. I'm on the wrong thing. I can't scroll the picture of the video because that's just a picture of the video. I can't find the actual page of the thing. Then I can move it around and do things. Look.
Yeah, because I can't see the words.
Right. The F-16 Fighting Falcon, produced by the American company General Dynamics since the late 70s. It's a real icon of the military aviation history.
If there's a company General Dynamics, that means there's a company called Specific Dynamics.
Yep, and just sort of general other stuff. Yeah.
Is that like a random Dynamics? Sorry.
It was originally developed to provide a modern and effective single-seat air superiority day fighter.
Day fighter.
However, it has progressively evolved and created an all-weather multi-role aircraft, able to have extraordinary operational flexibility.
Knew a girl like that one.
Thanks to its hard points and location, it can mount a huge range of offensive weapons as missiles and bombs. It's been adopted by a lot of air forces around the world and used, often with great effectiveness, in several operational theatres. So yes, this week we are giving away the Italeri 148 F-16A Fighting Falcon. I'm not sure if it's F-16A Fighting Falcon or F-16A Fighting Falcon.
F-16A.
So yes, if you want to win one of those,
I think it's from Liverpool. It'd be like, "Hey, Fighting Falcon!"
Hey, Fighting Falcon. Or a Canadian, it'd be the Fighting Falcon, eh?
Yeah, I like that. Fighting Falcon, eh?
Yes. So we're giving that away. What are we making people put in the comments when this is a video?
Okay, if you want to win this bird, then all you need to do is, when this show is finished, and it's just a normal video on the eModels page, just put a comment on the video, and in the comment you need to tell us an amusing but not necessarily correct fact about birds.
Okay, bird facts.
It needs to be amusing but doesn't actually have to be accurate. Tell us something amusing but not specifically accurate, or you can make it accurate if you want, about birds. And we'll pick one next week at random, and that person will win this Fighting Falcon. Let
me
click on the decal sheet, dude, on the pictures.
Sorry, what?
Go back to Falcon.
You want to go back to? I've got to go back to. Find it again.
You always forget there's extra pictures, don't you?
Extra pages and stuff that I forget to show. I'm not used to being in charge stuff.
I was going to look at the decal sheet and see if it'd be a special.
There it is. I found it again. Where it? Found it.
There we go.
But then I've got to find it. Hang about. I've got to find it again.
8,000 tabs open.
Right.
Yeah, we'll have to look at the decal sheet. The second picture.
That's the second picture.
No.
It is.
I can see it here. It's the blue thing with decals on it. There we go.
Third picture.
No, that wouldn't keep decal. That wouldn't keep TK going for long. But it's like nice decals.
Yeah. There's people with arching stuff going on as well.
Yeah.
So
no, mouth, though. That's a thumbs down from me.
I was expecting more decals, I must admit, but
yeah,
it's very
will be available, obviously.
Yeah, lots of different liveries for different countries of the world that have them. Netherlands.
Michael Jackerman's giving us bird facts in the chat. He says puffins nest in burrows.
Very nice.
And do you know what a baby puffin is called?
A puffin.
Puffling. The best word in the English language.
Puffling.
Puffling. That looks like a colonial viper. No, that doesn't look like a colonial viper.
It's got certain things to it, isn't it? It's got canopies, and yeah, there we go.
Yeah, Michael Jackerman says, yeah, you can use aftermarket decals. There will be like aftermarket decals for that scale of.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Going to be tons of them available. So
I shall stop sharing again without pressing the stop broadcast button.
Don't press that big scary non-telly button.
Big one down there. I'll press that soon, but not yet.
Yes. So if you want to win that, let's say all you need to do is wait till this show is finished and it becomes a normal video. Put a comment on and just give us an amusing but not necessarily correct fact about birds. And we'll
better than my idea. I was going to say, what noise would it make when it went past you? But
yeah, I just like to come up with the amusing facts.
It makes people think. George Taylor says, "I'm glad you say decals correctly."
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I don't know. I don't really want to start that.
No, well, I understand that decals is an American way of saying it, from what I can gather from arguments that I've had, and the more English way is to say decals.
No.
It doesn't sound right.
It just sounds like a northern mispronunciation. Decal.
It's one of those things that when you see it written down, it could be either, but the English language is such a pain anyway. It doesn't matter how things are written down. You can say them however you like. Yes,
I think it's if I remember rightly, it comes from a French word for something or other, which is decal. So technically it should be decal, but I'll go for decal. Because
Skipper Ted says, right, I better go and get my chocolate back from the nurses.
Yay! Don't give the nurses your chocolate, you spoon.
Oh, I think they might have stolen it while he was having a bed bath or something.
Then again, you don't know what he gets for giving him the chocolate.
This is also
give some benefits for giving him the chocolates. Maybe he gets extra cushions or some extra pillows plumped or something.
Jamie Bone says, if a seagull pulls on you, it's supposed to be good luck. Not good luck if I catch the seagull.
Yeah, not good luck if you're on your way to a job interview. Michael Jackman says, if I win, I promise to upload to the gallery. Cool.
You can upload to the gallery even if you don't win.
Yes. Oh, well, not of that particular thing. Yeah. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. I can't remember what it was. It was probably awesome.
You didn't tell me.
Yes. Right. Well, let's have a look. Just making sure there's no. Yeah. So I don't know. I've always said decal. Decal just sounds like a northern mispronunciation, and I'm northern. So there you go.
Yeah.
It's like the old advertisement argument. Whereas advertisement sounds correct. Advertisement sounds.
Yeah, it's aluminium, and durable.
That's different though, because aluminum is technically the original name, the correct name, technically.
No, it's not.
But we changed it to be aluminium to fit in with the rest of the periodic table.
To make it right.
Yeah, so technically. Yeah. Thanks to Chris and Foxx for a great job. I hope to be back next week, says Ted. Thank you very much, dude. Checks in the post.
Is that Ted subtly telling us that we've got to go now?
Yes. Stephen Rolfe says, if I win, I will be happy. That's my promise. Don't worry, Ted. My bladder is telling me it's time to finish the show. So don't worry about that.
I've got the button though, haven't I? I could stretch this out for a little bit longer.
Oh, no, you swine. That's just cruel and unusual punishment.
No, it isn't. It'd be cruel and unusual punishment if I started, pouring water and drinking. And
I've got my own water torture going on here, actually.
Well, I think we've done all the giving away that we need to give away.
Sorry, I talked over you there, dude. Say again.
I didn't notice. I was just talking, but I was just saying that pretty much is the end of the night, isn't it? We've given away everything that we should give away.
Yep, I think so.
We've done stuff that we should do.
Oh, hang on. We've got one last question from Glenn G.
Oh.
My bladder thanks you. One last question regarding my sailing ship build. Would you stick to the plastic sails in the kit or use a lightweight material?
Oh, that's a tricky one. It's 190 something, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's Beagle, a massive ship, so it's going to be about.
The trouble is finding a fabric that's going to be the right in scale with the kit.
Yeah,
I mean, something small and fabricy is going to appear to be really thick, and yeah.
See, this is where you really want Ted, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
Ted, because Ted is your boat. This is Ted says this nurse is slapping on the gloves again. Michael Jackman says, stick to the sails and the kit, they're made for the job. Do with fueled sails, says Skipper Ted.
Is that all tied up?
I don't know. It could be a typo. I'd probably say stick with the sails in the kit, just because you can paint them to look awesome. But yeah, if you use fabric sails, there's a lot more work involved in getting them to look realistic, because you've got to make them look not massively thick. So you want to get really thin, fine material, and then you've got to be able to sew them correctly. There's probably sewing involved and everything else. Cut them and sew them around the edge to get the edges trimmed.
Yeah, and this is your first time back into modelling for a while, so take it easy on yourself.
Unless you actually know how to make sails, in which case you can just make them to scale. Probably not. I mean, Skipper Ted says furled.
Yes, it would.
Filled up. TK did do a Viking longboat and did the cloth sail that came with it, and it looked fine, but it looked kind of out of scale because the weave of the material was. So I'd say go, but stick with the ones in the kit, especially for your first kit back. It'll be good practice doing glazes and shading techniques with dry brushing and stuff.
Steve from Spain says, "Thank you, gents. My first live stream. Had a great time. We'll see you next week, same time, same place."
Yep. Thank you for coming in, dude. Good to see you. Nice to meet you. Don't forget to go to eModels.co.uk for all your model making needs.
Yeah, they ship to Spain.
Yeah, they do ship to Spain. They are your one-stop shop for all your model making needs.
Slap it in your basket.
Do you like the Ted pause there? Slap it on. There is scale sailing cloth, says Vincent and Mr. Love's model making. Wooden scale ship builders don't use anything else. Okay, Vincent, if you could, because I think, Glenn, if you do go into the model maker's boom hut, then hit up Vincent or shout out, and Vincent maybe have a chat with you in the boom hut about scale cloth.
Yeah.
Ask people in the boom hut. Everybody in there will help you out. They'll have a lot more information than we have. Everybody's in there is lovely, trust me. Michael Jackman says, if you try to make sails, they're extremely difficult to get right. I've built many tall ships, and the only time I use cloth sails is when I can buy them ready-made for that kit. I suppose you've got to actually manufacture the sail to look like the sail, so you have to sew it with the lines of the thread to be in the place where they'd be. I can't even imagine how to do that. And Stuart Platt says he's glad to see I've got a proper beer glass. Yes, it's a proper.
And Steve says, "Cheers. Stop pitching. I will."
Good lad. Right, are we done?
I think we're done. Yeah.
I hear the toilet.
See you next week. Don't forget Telford this week. So if you see me, say hello.
Are you there? Do you say they're Saturday and Sunday, or just the Sunday?
They're Sunday.
Sunday. Ted might be there Saturday.
Other people are there Saturday. Go up to everyone, talk to them, and say, "Oh, do I know you from that eModels stream?
Are you that man from that thing with the talking to the hair?"
In the chat will be there as well, but they won't know you because you not know them. So just talk to everybody and find out and make friends.
Yeah, so Ted might be there on the Saturday. Look, he'll be wearing his eModels jacket, I suspect. Chris might be there. He'll be wearing his eModels jacket or a Gross Models jacket. I won't be there. So don't bother going. I'm not going to be there, so no point.
No, there's no point.
Yeah, go to Telford, buy lots of things. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're done, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we're done. I'll get ready to press the button.
Okay, well, thank you to everyone who's joined us tonight. Thank you for watching. Hopefully Ted will be back with us next week. Fingers crossed. But thanks for Ted for coming in the chat and hanging out. So it can't be easy sitting there in the middle of a hospital looking all. He did say, though, just so you know, he did say that all the drugs they put him on made all the bleeping and whirring of all the machinery sound fantastic. He said all this machinery sounds great, but all the pills aren't.
I'm sure he was watching the stream and he had all the people around watching over his shoulder watching us. So.
Yeah. And Lynn, good luck at the dentist. If you're
already there, she won't hear you if she hasn't got headphones in.
Yeah, with the note, I don't like that.
Yeah.
But thank you to everyone that's been with us. Thank you to everyone watching. See you again next week. Don't forget, go and comment on this week's video for the prize for next week. And all the other stuff, I can't remember what to tell you.
Yeah, good night.
Sudden handbrake stop.
Right, I'm going to press the button then.
Okay, take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Yes to me, Bez.